So, good evening, everybody. We're all having a party. We're having a party. We've got the drink. We've got Claude on the show. Welcome, Claude.
Yeah, great, isn't it? Cool. Something we've bought someone at last. Well, we haven't got it, have we?
Well, he's not done yet, mate. So let's not get carried away too soon. This is Thomas Lamar all over again, or it might be anyway. But why has it taken so long? That's what we all need to know.
Do you know what, Lee? I can't believe it. Now if we were going to pay the asking price in the first place, right? Why didn't we just do this at the start of the season?
Well, this is the thing. I've seen a lot of people saying that because we were trying to negotiate for Houssem Aouar, we didn't want to show that we had loads of money by paying a release clause. Like, listen, we're Arsenal Football Club, mate. Yeah, I've just watched a couple of live shows of other people and stuff like that. Yeah, they're all rating the transfer windows A's and B's and 9 out of 10s. It's like, you do realise that if Thomas Partey gets injured, yeah, then we're back to square one again, isn't it? Yeah, and you know that he's going to. You know that when we play Man City.
If he turns out like Messi Ozil.
Mate, please no. Yeah, well, the last one we bought from Madrid didn't he? Yeah, but different Madrid. But you do know that Mohamed El Neni is going to start against Man City over Thomas Partey, don't you? In 2 weeks. Yeah, and it'll be he's not ready yet. To be honest, all jokes aside, I am happy that we're signing him because I've said all the way through this transfer window, out of the two of them, he is the one that we needed the most because when we haven't got the ball, we need somebody in there, in that midfield, nicking it back and driving us forward. And we ain't had that for a long time. But at the same time, this ain't enough.
No, we need creativity. No, not enough. You saw yesterday that how he got away with that, Luis. But he's doing that every game now. He does it every time now, doesn't he? Nearly every game. How did he get away with that yesterday?
This is the thing, right? I've been pretty consistent with what I've said, and I'm sticking with it. Thomas Partey, brilliant signing. I've watched him a lot. I used to watch La Liga regularly. I haven't. Funny enough, since I've moved to Spain, I've not watched it. Yeah. Whereas before, when I lived back in England, I used to watch it every week. But he is the signing that we need. I'm buzzing that he's signing. But let's not get carried away here, right? Let's just not get carried away here. We're sat here on deadline day. It's 6 o'clock my time. So there's 6 hours of the window to go. Yeah, shuts at 11. We've got 6 hours to get rid of Kolasinac, Socrates, Mustafi, and a load of others that I could throw in there. Guendouzi looks like he's going on loan to Hertha Berlin.
Well, by the way, don't we need to get rid of? I thought we had to get rid of 3 before we could get 1, didn't we?
Well,
over the limit.
There's a limit on homegrown. I think non-homegrown. Sorry, I think you can only have 17 in your squad.
We've got 19, and it'd be 20 with this guy.
Yeah, you don't have to register them all. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to. So, like when we put in our official 25-man squad to the Premier League, right? We could just drop 3 of them off. Yeah, so we might not put Ozil in that squad, even though he's on the books. He just ain't in that squad. We could put him in the Europa League squad, for example. Yeah, for the 25-man squad for that. So even though we've got too many players,
I thought it was a squad for every competition.
No. You enter one for each competition, mate. Yeah, so Premier League, Europa League. But yeah, you don't necessarily have to register all the players for the competition. But it just shows how poor we've been managed. Not by the manager in this window. Listen, I've said all the way through this transfer window, you can't blame Mikel Arteta for the lack of signings. Yeah, you have to look above him, which has always been the biggest problem. That board of directors are an absolute shambles. Edu Gaspar is an absolute shambles. He's a disgrace. That guy walking around with a fat cigar in his mouth, flipping over kangaroo steaks and all that on a barbecue, thinking he's a chap. Yeah, all he's done is sell our best goalkeeper, in my opinion, to Aston Villa for way too cheap, by the way. Especially when you look at Rion Brewster, who's never kicked a ball in the Premier League, going to Sheffield United for £7 million more than we sold Martinez. I think that's a liberty. We could have got more money for him. Yeah, if you're going to sell him and you want Leno, cool. I'll have to accept that. But at least get some proper money for the fella. 16 million. Come on. Yeah, and then he's got rid of Mkhitaryan, but that was already done anyway. He was already gone. And he's brought in Gabriel. Good signing so far by the looks of it. A good solid centre-back. And he's brought in Willian, who's had 1 good game in 4 so far. So, and Dani Ceballos, I ain't even counting him, mate. He was already here. That was the easiest deal. You could have done that deal, Claude. Hello, Danny. Yeah, go back to Madrid on holiday for 3 weeks, mate, and we'll bring you back. Yeah, just go and chill out.
Yeah.
Get in the sports bubble at Real Madrid and we'll bring you back.
Is it me, right? Is it me? But we've had 2 home games, right, at the Emirates. Not one of them, I know we've won them both. Not one of them I've seen a good performance. I don't see one good performance. And what I've noticed is we've got no creativity. So slow. Why are we playing this free at home to Sheffield United? Free
at the back.
I don't.
Do you know what made me laugh? Right, West Ham.
I don't get it.
I think we got away with one against West Ham because they've had some great results since then. They battered Leicester yesterday. They've had some really good results. Right, played well against Everton, and we got away with that. If Antonio took his chances, we would have been dead and buried, mate. Yeah, he hit the bar. He had one off the line. He's a handful, that boy. And I look here and I think, like, especially Sheffield United, West Ham game, I'm not too bothered about because they're not a bad team. They can trouble you, yeah. But when you're playing at home against Sheffield United, who haven't scored a goal all season, and you're going 5 at the back, why? You're wasting a player. You don't need 5 centre backs up against or 5 defenders up against that, especially with El Neni dropping in as well. You've now got 6 defensive players plus your goalkeeper. So now you've only got 4 options to go and create and score, yeah? I mean, it worked out all right in the end, but let me just read this out and I'll finish saying what I was going to say before this pops off, mate, yeah? Hi, guys. Have you seen Arsenal, what they're doing to Atletico regarding Torreira? Atletico would hate us after today, but I'm glad we're getting Partey. For anybody who doesn't know, firstly, smash the likes up. 1,700 people watching. Thank you very much. Firstly, for anyone who doesn't know, there's a rumour doing the rounds that Arsenal are going to pull the plug on Torreira loan because they want a transfer fee out of him. Now, there's also a rumour that we haven't had any contact with Atletico Madrid to tell them that we're activating the release clause, which, listen, we don't have to do. We don't have to phone them and tell them that.
Well, they just got to go to the Liga.
Yeah, you go straight to the league and you say, right, we're activating this release clause. We're going down the channels to do that. But this is where I have an issue with that. If that is the case with Torreira, and that is the case where we haven't had the courtesy to tell them, after we've been in contact with them for Torreira and for Thomas Partey, right, then that's just going to absolutely cut all ties with that football club for the rest of our time. Yeah, it's a bit of a muggy move. Yes, you might be playing hardball. I get it. Great. But at the same time, you're also dealing with a footballer's career here as well. Torreira's in Madrid. You don't know whether he's coming or going right now. I think it's a little bit muggy. I think that's a little bit out of order.
Yeah, I like it. It's not right. And but it is well below. I mean,
yeah,
if they've agreed the loan deal, then they should keep by that. It don't make the club look any good, and all that being.
No, it's a clause. At the end of the day, right? This transfer window. If I was to rate, if we get Thomas Partey in, Guendouzi goes on loan. Apparently, there's no loan fee for the guy. They're going to pay his wages, 40 grand a week. There's no option to buy him at the end, and then at the end of it, he's into the last year of his contract. Well, sorry, that's one of the most stupidest moves I've ever seen. Because now the boy can come back in a year's time. Yeah, whether we think he's good enough or not, it's irrelevant. He can now come back in a year and go, bollocks to you lot. I'm seeing my contract out, mate. And it's now another Ozil one where he sits on his contract for the year, leaves for nothing, and then gets a massive signing on fee. And they've got themselves what right now is probably a 15, 20 million quid footballer for absolutely nothing, who could then go and make them a huge profit later down the road. I think that's a stupid move. If you're going to loan him, which you want to, make sure he signs an extension to his contract for another year, then loan him. So then when he comes back, he's got 2 years left, then you get a fee for him. But I think that the way we've done this transfer window, albeit we are going to pull Partey out the bag and everyone's going to get giddy and all excited and think we're marching on for a title. Yeah, I think the way that they've done it is very, very muggy. Yeah, I think
it's going to do the difference. It's not enough because we've got serious. I still think we've got defensive issues as well. Still,
we need a right back.
Yeah, right back. You could say
left back.
Also, yeah, and I still think we've got issues. And where are we playing? Now, what are we going to play him with? Ceballos? Is he going to take his favourite? I know he loves Xhaka so much. So will he play him with Xhaka? Does it go? Does it? These things have got. They've got to get them in the right position.
This is the thing. You made a good point, right? Firstly, I think we need a right back. Yeah. I know Bellerin went down as 2 assists at the weekend. It weren't. It was 1 and a forward pass. Yeah. right? And then Pepe just run 40 yards. Do you know Mustafi got the assist for Gabriel's goal at Stamford Bridge? It was a header in our own box, clearing it from a corner. He got an assist. The assist, that's the most stupid thing ever, right? But Bellerin's cross for Saka's goal, superb. He don't do it anywhere near enough. People are saying he's got 3 assists this season. Boo-hoo, whoopie-doo. The guy can't defend, right? And I feel like
it's a right back. He's not there for this, is he? He's there to be a right back.
And I feel like if we had gone and got maybe Max Aarons, he's at Norwich, they're in the Championship. You could maybe do a deal with them. It'd be a little bit cheaper than it would have been if they were in the Premier League still. Yeah, they might say, well, actually, yeah, we'll just take 15 million for him. You've then got yourself a decent young up and coming right back that can go into that defence. Yeah, if you want to play a 4, you want to play a 5, whatever. But now you can all grow together. And I've said this back in March. Go with Max Aarons, go with Lamptey, the boy from Brighton. Go with Saliba. I know there's a lot of issues with his mum passing away and stuff like that, so we don't know what's going on with that. Go with Gabriel and go with Tierney.
I'm hearing that he might go in England. He might go to an English.
Yeah, go to Fulham, yeah.
Well, hold on a minute. He might as well stay at home, yeah. And I really have a lot of sympathy because to lose your mum is horrible. But
Zach made a good point in the group the other week.
You know,
big up Zach as well. I know you're watching, Zach, because you sent me a picture of your TV. So big up my boy Zach. But he made a good point. Yeah, he said if he wants to go back home to his family and be around family, great, fantastic. Yeah, I get that. His mum's passed away. He's a young boy. He's come to a new country. 100% get it. But at that point, you've trained with the Arsenal first team. You're a first team player. You've been training here all summer. So what does the club do? Oh, you can go and play an under-23s game, mate, and go and play with people you don't know and hang around with people you don't know. What's that doing for his mindset? Yeah, surely you'd want to keep him in the bench, put him on the bench, keep him with the squad, the first team, and just get him comfortable and happy with people that he's known for 6 months. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't really get how we've moved with this transfer window, mate. And I've seen people getting absolutely ecstatic. Yes, I'm over the moon with signing this geezer. Because when I put polls out there on all the social platforms I've got, the majority of people were saying Houssem Aouar over Partey. Me, it was Partey over Aouar, but I wanted both. I still want both. I still want a right back. I still want a backup left back for Tierney. And I think maybe now that we've got this guy coming in, if it happens, we might shift away from that 5 at the back. Yeah, and then go with 3 in the middle, because then we could maybe play Willian at number 10. I thought he looked all right the other day when we moved positions with him. We suddenly looked a little bit better. A little bit more direct.
When he came on, I mean, when Pepe came on and they played in that system, they were working a lot better together. I don't know why he plays Eddie. I don't know why he played Eddie on the other day.
Well, that's his new pet. That's his pet project, mate. The Eddie and Ketia project. Big up Chig, by the way. Big up Chig, by the way, Claude, right? He said to me on a watch along the other day, Chig. He goes, Eddie's not that bad. He don't rate him. He goes, but he's not as bad as people say, and blah, blah, blah. I said, listen, Ollie Watkins will outscore him this season. So he's bet me 50 quid. Watkins bagged fucking hat-trick against Liverpool yesterday, didn't he? I said, you might as well just cash out, mate. Just cash out. He's already 3 ahead of him. Yeah, in 1 game less, he's already 3 ahead of him. He should have had 5 yesterday. He hit the bar. He had a 1-on-1. Yeah, he's a top player, that boy.
He might be one of these players that you'll start really high and then just slowly.
Yeah, but the problem is, Eddie.
Remember last year, was it that Norwich striker?
Timo Cookie, yeah, and Tammy Abraham. They were smashing it, weren't they? Yeah.
And then what happened to him? He couldn't hit a barn door now. So
mad. Let me read Brandon's comment out. Thank you, Brandon. He says, Lee, is there any way of phoning in so we can talk about the atrocious transfer window? Mate, do you know what? Real talk. I've ordered a new MacBook today, yeah? See, I do invest. These super chats do go back in. $2,500 that's just cost me for a new Mac. But this one's battered, mate. Yeah. So I've got to turn the volume down pretty low. Otherwise, you won't hear anything because it'd just be Claude's audio coming over his audio, if that makes sense, because my speakers are fucked. On the 23rd, when I fly back to England, I'm picking that up from the missus, yeah, from the wifey, and I'm going to see her for a week. After that, I'm going to start integrating some phone-in shows and stuff like that. It's something I do want to do, maybe via Skype or something. But today, I won't be able to do that, mate. But definitely going forward, it's something I want to do. Get some of you guys involved more. Or maybe, yeah, definitely we'll do something going forward, 100%. Where was that other one I wanted to read out real quick before it goes? Thank you, McManus. Hello, gents. Although I'd be happy if we get Partey, to me, it's not enough. Right back, a midfielder and a striker. It's too little, too late. Yeah, a striker potentially as well. I mean, Lacazette, he started off all right, and his reward was bench at the weekend, which I thought was just ridiculous. I think definitely a right back. Listen, I've said all summer, whoever the right centre back is going to get exposed all season because Zoolander at right back can't defend. Yeah, and so far, Rob Holding, every time Rob Holding or David Luiz at the weekend, by the way, that was playing right centre back, what have they done? They've looked an absolute disgrace on the pitch and all over the place because the right back is off on the halfway line every time we ain't got the ball. So then they're coming out to do the right back's job, which is then leaving everyone shuffling over and just looking a mess. Yeah, that geezer cannot defend. And until we get a right back in that can defend, don't expect us to suddenly become a great team just like that. Until we get him gone and upgrade that position, we're not going to be great. Granit Xhaka, where does this leave him if Thomas Partey comes in? You said it a minute ago about Partey coming in. Is he going to play with Ceballos? Is he going to play with Xhaka? You never know. He might even play with El Neni, Claude.
Well, he's kept him, and he hasn't put him on the market. You know, plenty of things have happened.
Well, he's definitely staying.
Hey?
He's definitely staying. El Neni will be here all season, mate. I wouldn't be surprised if we renewed his deal at some point this season. Ollie Watkins wanted the Arsenal move. Well, there you go. Listen, Chig's in the building as well. He's in the chat. I actually said on that watch along that Ollie Watkins, thank you for that, Nathaniel. I actually said Ollie Watkins will outscore Lacazette as well. And I believe he will. Genuinely believe he will. When I've seen that kid play, he's got pace, he's got power. His hold-up play is ridiculous. He can spin behind you, left foot, right foot, and header. Lacazette, every time he gets the ball, or every time he wants the ball, he's running back to the halfway line. So he's getting the ball back to goal. Ollie Watkins is an off-the-shoulder type of guy. And if we're going to play the way we play, that is an ideal type of striker. One off the shoulder.
You know what would be ideal for us?
Exactly.
You know what?
You need somebody in behind.
You might think my ideal one is the one that's playing at Everton at the moment.
Oh, Calvert-Lewin. He started all right, didn't he?
Yeah. I think
Ancelotti's doing all right, isn't he?
Last season, you weren't getting the goals, but you could see that his hold-up play was good. He's got everything. He's got all the attributes. Can you imagine him?
Quick, strong.
With a Bamia.
All times ago. His goal against Tottenham was brilliant. His header. That was a great header. We need a creative midfielder and a defensive midfielder and a right back to make Bellerin makes too many mistakes. I'll be happy with Lamptey only when we get top four. And thank you, Sam, for that, mate. Appreciate that. And listen, let me ask you this, right? Because I know I'm the voice of fact, you're the voice of reason. Yeah, so it's kind of nice that we've started off together on the show, because I'm going to do another show later as well at 9 o'clock, going through all the way until an hour after. You're more than welcome to come on that as well, mate. And
I've got my own one as but I might pop in after. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, do you want to plug your show? There is 2,500 people watching, mate. So just tell them where to find you. What's the channel?
No, we'll be on between at 7 o'clock. I'm going to have my usual.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll stick your channel link in the title. That's what I'll do. Let me do that right now. Do smash the likes up if you haven't already. I would appreciate that. I'm going to stick Claude's channel link in the title. So if you want to go and subscribe to Claude, which you should be doing, it'll be in the title any second now. So bear with me. I'll just stick that in there. And then you just click on it. There we go. Right. Right. Claude's channel link is in the title. So if you click on it, it's a little at. There's the at Claude and the Bansters. Click on it. It'll take you direct to his channel. You can subscribe straight away from there. Do hammer the likes up. Do subscribe to me if you're new. Not even 500 likes. You lot are a joke. 2,500 people. Not even that many likes. Embarrassing. Do the maths. It's nearly as bad as our transfer window so far. Claude and the rants, my guys. The deal with Kolasinac collapsed because he demanded more cash. Who the hell does he think he is? Has it actually fully collapsed? Is it actually done? I know that we'd agreed a deal and everything, but surely it was only a loan move, wasn't it? Oh no, it wasn't. It was actually a proper deal, wasn't it? It was 11 million euros, wasn't it? There you go. So he's failed on personal terms. These people are too comfortable, man. Evening, Jez.
They'll be sitting a lot in the stands then, won't they? Because we're going to have to work very.
Mate, do you know what, right? A lot of our problems, right? It's collapsed. Everyone's saying in the chat. There you go. We're keeping Kolasinac. Fuck my life. Said Kolasinac. The new. He's like a new signing, Claude.
Wait, does this affect our deal with? If these deals collapse, does it affect our deal with Partey? No, it don't, because we've met the clause.
Cool. We've got money anyway, man. Yeah, we've been lied to all summer, mate. They've got money. Yeah. What do you think? I wanted to ask you as well. What do you think to Gunnersaurus being sacked?
Oh, I think it's an absolute disgrace. I think. Yeah. No, I'm being serious now. I think it's a joke. I mean, are you telling me they can't put him on kids' parties, things like that, in the community? I thought we were a club for the community. What about, like you could have employed him in parties for kids, everything like that. And
he's been there as long as I've been alive, hasn't he? He's been working there a good 30 odd years, hasn't he?
Even so, I mean, I don't like it. Even give him a job, give him some sort of role. There's still the players. The team still goes about, doesn't it? And could give him a role somewhere along the line.
Well, exactly. He can't be on that much money, surely. I know Paul Merson was having a little joke that he's on 80 grand a week. Did you see that? Paul Merson was saying to Sky Sports saying, well, yeah, he's the highest paid mascot in the world. 80 grand a week. Maybe they can go and put that towards Thomas Partey's wages now. Apparently the window is shut in Germany. Well, that is Kolasinac staying then, isn't it? It's shut at 5 o'clock in Germany. What has that done then? This is mad. Unbelievable, mate. So Kolasinac staying unless we can find another club that are having. Mohamed El Neni's definitely going to be staying. We could get a War. Leon have a loan to pay. Well, listen, there is still time to get a War. I think the problem we've got is the relationship with their president now.
The thing with I think maybe Arsenal are doing this on purpose. I was thinking with the deal with they need the money, don't they? They're not in Europe as well.
No, they can't. They've had a crap start to the season. I think they've won 1 out of 6.
If Arsenal get anywhere near that price, it'll sell. But it's up to us to put something near the actual valuation. But
yeah, thank you, Christopher, for that. He said
there's a pandemic. I'm afraid that's what it is.
He said Claude is a real one, like Liam Turkish. Thank you, mate.
There's a bit of a pandemic at the moment, isn't it? So that's stopping the deals going. All these deals.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised football's even back. It's very unethical, Claude. Sacking staff and then spending millions of pounds out on footballers is kind of mad, isn't it?
Tell you what, Lee. I tell you, if that Jorginho was our deal today, my Twitter thing would have been Chelsea Rejects FC. I would have put it on my bloody Twitter.
I've noticed you've changed it. I've noticed you've changed it to trust the process in Italian.
Yeah. Yeah, do it. Just what I'm saying. I would have changed it. I would have put that on. I'm telling you, I wasn't going to have another one of them.
I hope everybody does know that this isn't Football Manager, though, Claude. I mean, I've seen a lot of people saying today that we can do £100 million worth of signings today, Claude. Do they not realise this is not Football Manager? Yeah. And there's a global pandemic going on.
And there's some people with a lot of hypocrisy over that.
Yes. Good evening to Pete. Next summer will be good when players' contracts are up so we can kick them out. Well, listen, that is the case. Listen, Socrates is still here. There's another one. Mustafi, he's getting the last year of his contract as well. Mesut Ozil, I mean, don't even get me started.
I was about to bring up Lacazette now. He goes into 1 year now because he's...
Yeah. Summer coming, yeah. It'll be next summer, yeah.
So there's another one that's going to lose money on.
It's mad. Like, the way this club has been run, not necessarily by Edu and Vinay as such, right? But the way they've run our transfers this summer, or lack of, for me, we had to do this a lot earlier. Not just this deal, but we had to get some of these other players out a lot earlier, mate. Yeah, and we're sat here with everyone still here, apart from Martinez, who's at Villa. Sam Greenwood, I think, left for £1 million. That covered the cost of the keeper. And Mkhitaryan. That's it. That's all we've got rid of. It's kind of worrying that we're sat here with like 5.5 hours to go. And the transfer window in Germany is now shut.
So hold on. So
it's mad.
Is that true about Torreira, or is that just someone putting a joke up? had Torreira been stitched up.
Well, if that is true, and they are stitching up the Torreira deal, yeah, then they can kiss goodbye to trying to buy any players from Atletico Madrid in the future, can't they? I think that's muggy if they do that. They've sent the geezer out to Madrid to go and do a deal. Yeah, he's now been in Madrid for the last 4 days thinking he's signing for Atletico Madrid. Yeah, and now we're sitting there going, actually, we're not going to loan him. We want the cash for him. Yeah, I think that's a bit muggy, mate. Like, yeah, great, try and put some pressure on him. But what does that do to Torreira? Let's suppose that deal don't come through, yeah? He's then got to get back on a plane to London. He's going to be sitting there even more mentally fucked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not only you're doing it to the club, you're doing it to the player as well. You're fucking
And then what does he then do? He's then going to have to play it.
Has been honest. He's never he's never sulked or anything like that.
No. He gives 100% when he plays.
True fucking pro, and this is the way you treat him. No. Fine.
Yeah, it's a madness. Big up the latest member of the channel, Bastille. Thank you for becoming a member. Is that the Bastille? Follow on Twitter. I think
Classy Cub. It was supposed to be.
Mate, seriously, the way we've done the PR at this football club is very clever this summer. They longed out the whole Aubameyang story. Yeah, we knew that had happened weeks and weeks before, mate. Yeah, they longed that out to make it look like, oh, is he staying? Isn't he staying? And then gave everyone a buzz just before the games, before the season. Oh, Aubameyang. That takes everyone's mind off of the 9 weeks you wasted. Yeah. Then it also took the mind off of Martinez going to Villa, by the way. Right. We then come down to the last 3 weeks and it's Husamawa. Now it's, we're doing party on deadline day. And that again covers up the shit before. Mate, this window is up there with a Petr Cech window. Yeah. For me, it's nearly as bad. Yeah. We should have been getting rid of players. Yeah. I said all summer, even in lockdown, we have to get rid of a lot of players, and that is more important than bringing players in. Yeah. We've still got 7 or 8, 9 players here that should not be at this football club. Yeah. I know it's hard to get rid of them when they're on 120 grand a week and they ain't playing and they're happy to take the money. I get that. But listen, one man's rubbish is another man's gold, mate. I'm sure somebody out there will pay, say, Kolasinac close to what he's getting paid here. Yeah, there's a team out there. So why didn't Edu, during lockdown, start touting for business for his players? Yeah, instead he was sat there smoking cigars and flipping fucking emu burgers. Like, yes, very nice. Yes, oh, Don Edu, fuck Edu. Yeah, he should resign. Yeah, the bloke's a fraud, mate. And it's not been good enough. You know, listen, there is still time to go and get a War, but I don't think we're getting him. Yeah, this club's got a shitload of money in the bank. Millions and millions of pounds in cash money sat in the bank account, mate. We could have gone out there and actively brought a War, brought Partey, brought Lamptey or Aarons, brought a left back, brought another striker, and then binned off all of them, or binned them off first and then gone and bought them. You could do it either way.
I'm hearing the Arsenal bell is in for a knighthood after this. Is this true? As he was the first one on it.
Mate, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, mate. Thank you to NBA for that, gaming for that. Watch a while become world class. Well, he said after the game yesterday, I don't know if you see it, Claude. He said that I'm staying at the team that raised me. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like if we really wanted him, we would have gone and got him. If they really wanted to back Arteta,
there's no. I don't understand that. Right. What Abramovich does, right? He owns the club, yeah, at Chelsea. But what he does, he puts the money into the club as a loan, yeah, to get the players. So when Chelsea want big amounts, he puts that in himself as a loan, yeah.
Yeah.
Why isn't it possible for this guy to put 100 million in the bank on a loan it to the club? He'd get that back, wouldn't he?
Yeah, of course. Mate, Abramovich at Chelsea. If Abramovich sold Chelsea, I think Chelsea Football Club as a business, I think they owe him about 800 million quid. Yeah. So whoever buys Chelsea, yeah, has got to buy that debt as well. Yeah. So they buy the club for a set fee, but then they've got to buy the debt as well, which clears it.
No one loses any money. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's what people don't understand. Oh, well, we haven't got them. The man's the fucking most. He's got more money than Abramovich.
Yeah.
Much more money.
Mate, his missus family has just sold Walmart.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But there's a pandemic going on.
Connor makes a very good point here. Yeah, we've said this in the group chat we're in. That why did we sack Raul at the beginning of a transfer window? Listen, whether he's had his hands in the till or not, yeah, you tell him straight, listen, you're going to stay and do your job. At the end of it, we're going to part ways with you. Keep your mouth shut. You get your payoff. Yeah, simple as that. Go and do the best you can for us for the next 2 months. Get the deals in. You get your payoff, and we'll say that we mutually agreed it, or that you wanted to retire, or whatever.
Come through.
The deal's done, 100%, because he don't muck about.
Breaking news. Heather is official now. Heather Berlin have officially signed Guendouzi on loan. So that's official now.
There you go. There you go. Thank you for that, Connor. Well, there you go. Listen, another one that's been scapegoated. 1 minute he was the future captain of the football club hanging out the car against Tottenham. Yeah, after the 4-2. Fast forward a year and a bit later, all of a sudden every Arsenal fan wants to stab him. Do you know what I mean? It's mad, isn't it? This football club's just a shambles, mate. It's a shambles. And although I don't think he's the greatest player, I do think he's a very good player. And I think that if we was to manage him a bit better, he can be useful. Yeah, listen, he's more mobile than Granit Xhaka, number one. He can dribble. That's better than Xhaka. Yeah, he probably scores there or thereabouts the same amount of goals as Xhaka. Defensively, I think he's shocking, the same as Xhaka. Yeah, he's just a younger upgrade slightly on Xhaka. He ain't great, yeah, but he is still a kid, and there's something there. There's something there. But like I said earlier, maybe we should have signed him up for another year, then loaned him out, so he's not then going into the last year of his contract when he comes back. Backwards, man.
Arsenal have not even took a loan fee for him, you know.
No loan fee, no option to buy him, and he'll be in the last year of his contract when he comes back. He's just going to sit there and go, boy, you want to take the piss out of me, yeah? I'll sit and take my 40 grand a week for the next 12 months and I'll leave for nothing. That's what he's going to do next summer. They should have signed him up to a 1 year extension.
More than that, and he only just signed for a year ago, didn't he?
No, 2 years ago. This is his third season. He was here on Emery's first season. Then he played last season, so there's 2. This is now his third season.
Yeah.
Under 4-year deal.
You sure it was on his first season he came?
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, he started against Man City, Emery's first game. That's what I'm saying. We should have signed him up for a 1 year extension, yeah, and then said, right, you can go on loan. We don't want a loan fee, but then when you come back, you've got 2 years left rather than 1. Then you can go and sell him for a decent fee.
He counts as a homegrown, doesn't he? He counts as a homegrown, so he's not off.
Is he a homegrown? No, he's not a homegrown, is he?
Because he's under 20. When he was under 21.
Oh, okay. Big up Lee and Claude. It's good to see you again. Lee, did you shout out to the fraud YouTubers on Twitter, the super fan? Bro, I don't need to do that. They're all doing it themselves, mate. They're all making themselves look like hypocrites today. It's funny. I was going to out loads of them, but since all the news broke yesterday about Houssem Aouar staying where he is, they've all kind of come out and outed themselves as hypocrites.
You see that list of committee members? Who the fuck do they think they are? They've got a list of committee members, and we care you do. They think they're fucking. That's what gets on my nerves. They think they're bigger than the fucking anyone else.
That's what they think they are. The elite.
I told that Seagull where to go the other day, mate. Telling people you don't like it, sod off. I said, who you? Who the fuck are you?
The funniest bit about that tweet that he put out there was all this toxicity and negativity. You write for the fucking Sun newspaper about toxic and negative, you prick. Do you know what I mean?
He was the first.
All these people think they're better than everyone else, mate. At the end of the day, we're all Arsenal fans. There's no one bigger or better than anyone, whether you've got a voice or ain't got a voice.
That's what gets on my nerves. They all think they're bigger. They all think they've got a bigger voice. It gets on my nerves.
No, it's mad. Everyone thinks they're the best fan in the world, mate. At the end of the day, I've said this a million times before.
Behave. Fuck off.
Said this a million times before, right? Whether I agree with you or you agree with me, I ain't stopping you from doing what you're doing. Yeah, if you want to back Arteta and I don't, it ain't stopping you backing him, is it?
I'll give you fucking behave. I think they're fucking bigger than anyone else. Bollocks. No.
So anybody who's joined late,
I was saying long before these were even thought of, mate. I was going to the fucking Arsenal long before a lot of these were even fucking conceived. So they never told me how to fucking support my club.
Mate, I had one yesterday. Where he said, the guy goes to me, he goes, "Get out of our club."
Yeah.
So I just said, "Our club, I supported it 38 years, been to well over 400 fucking games, mate. Yeah. What about you?" Yeah, no reply. Like, fuck off, mate. Get out of he said, "Get out of my club."
Yeah, you're not your club.
No, it's not your club, mate. It's not my club. It's not anybody's club. It's all of our club. Like, let's have a little look at Arsenal Twitter and see what's going on there. Arsenal Twitter account. Guendouzi, for anybody who's joined late, has joined Hertha Berlin on loan. No loan fee at all. No loan fee whatsoever. And there we go. Arsenal have just tweeted it out. Let's share the screen and read through this real quick. Do smash the likes up. Nearly 2,800 people watching live. Do subscribe to he's now Claude and the Bansters. His link is in the title. So click on it. It's got @Claude and the Bansters. Click on that. It'll take you straight to Claude's channel. Press subscribe. He's going to be doing a live show. What time are you doing that?
7 o'clock tonight. 7 o'clock right through till
7 o'clock. Yeah, no worries. No, that's cool. Pretty much soon as I finish this, you'll be live then, really. Then I'll be back again at 9 o'clock through till midnight. But let me share my screen and get Arsenal.com up here. There we go. Matteo Guendouzi joins Hertha Berlin on loan. He's got a nice tan, isn't he? Fucking, I wish my tan looked like his. Fucking hell. Mate, I've been out sunning myself for months. Look how nice his tan looks.
50 grand a week. Have a nice tan.
I mean, look, bro, look at his tan. Why can't I look like that? So I'm just a little bit gel. But there we go. Let's read through this then.
I'll be 2 seconds. I'm just going to fill this.
Yeah, go on, mate. Midfielder Matteo Guendouzi has joined Bundesliga side Hertha Berlin on a season-long loan. The France under-21 international has made 82 appearances for Arsenal since joining from French side Lorient in 2018. Matteo started his career at PSG's academy before joining Lorient. He went straight into our first team when he joined us, with only 3 players making more appearances than Matteo. Since his, there's always a typo on their website. The Matteo in, oh no, there's not. I read it wrong. Apologies. In his debut season, everyone at Arsenal wishes Matteo well for the season. His loan is subject to the completion of regulatory processes. There's that buzzword again. Process. We do love this buzz phrase, don't we? Process. And listen, I wish him well. I like Guendouzi. I think he's a good player. I think there's something there. I think there's something there.
He showed a bit, at the bright. I mean, I'm not his biggest fan. Don't get me wrong. I'm not his biggest fan. But then he's only young. But what I did like about it, a lot of people criticised him for it. The way he had to go at the Brighton players. That means he cares. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, this is the thing, Claude, right? And this is where I'm a little bit skeptical when it comes to man management with Arteta, yeah? Because everyone says he's a great coach, which, listen, he might turn out to be. We don't know that because we ain't going to give him some of the tools to do his job properly. So now we're going to have to see him work with fucking El Neni and Bellerin all season. Good luck with that. But I look at his man management on certain players. Lacazette, 9 games when he first came in without a goal. He then scored 2 in 2 after that when he kept playing him. Then he benched him. Well, he's gone 9 games without a goal. He scores 2 in 2 and then you bench him. Well, why? Like, Martinelli, he did the player of the month in January. We then didn't see him again until the Olympiacos game where he set up the goal in stoppage time or extra time, sorry. Yeah. Maitland-Niles playing at right back, playing really well last season. He was one of the better players of the season. Then Bellerin comes back. You're benched. No, he weren't even benched. He was out the squad. Then you look at Guendouzi, yeah, and you think, okay, we've been crying out for a player that cares a little bit, that wants to fucking piss people off and run around. I thought what he did when he's running around telling everyone how much money he's earning and that we're shit, I thought that was muggy, yeah? I think grabbing hold of that player by the throat was muggy. Even though he made a meal of it, you shouldn't be doing that. And I think he got a bit ahead of himself, yeah? This is where your manager now has to go, listen, you're out the fucking squad, mate. Go and train with the under-23s for a month. Calm down a little bit, yeah? And we'll integrate you back in. We're keeping contact with you, but you're going to play with the under-23s for a month. Instead, He's just gone, boom. I know he said he weren't going to apologise. Yeah, I get that. He's a good footballer. Yeah. Yes, he's not finished. He's not a finished, complete player. But if this is one of the greatest coaches out there, then surely you can get something decent out of this boy. Yeah. Obviously, he's decided he don't want to. Cool. We have to accept that. Then you have to work the club to go, right, cool. We're going to loan you out. We're going to get a loan fee for you. We're going to get an option to buy at the end of it. But before you go, we're going to sign you up to an extra year so that you're not into the last year of your contract when you come back. They ain't done any of that.
No.
Bro, he can come back in a year's time at the end of the season and just sit there like Mesut Ozil until the end of his contract. Fucking embarrassing. That geezer's worth 20 million. I don't get it, mate. And then when people sit there and say the owner should invest, I get that 100%. That's an investment right there of 20 million quid. Yeah, if we sold him under a decent length of contract, that's a 20 million quid footballer there.
Well, yeah, get nothing for him now, mate.
And especially when you look at Ryan Brewster, right? This is another one. Ryan Brewster has not kicked a single Premier League football. He's not scored a goal. He's not played a minute. Nothing. They have paid Sheffield United 10.5 million quid more than we wanted for Balogun from Sheffield United, who has also not kicked a ball in the Premier League, not scored a goal, not played a minute. How have Liverpool managed to get an extra 10 million out of Sheffield United when they didn't want to pay 13 for ours?
Yeah, because they've got people that know what they're doing.
Not only that, they've also got a 15% sell-on clause on him, yeah, and a 3-year buyback option.
But
like Liverpool, the way they do business is brilliant. Yeah, it's fantastic the way they do business. They sell their players high. Chelsea do it as well. They get top draw money for their players. Yeah, that are not that good or not played. Jordan Ibe was another one. Dominic Solanke, they got 20 million for. And we're letting this kid go out on loan, no fee, and coming back a year with a year left on his contract. Embarrassing, man. Lee and Claude, look at Spurs. They need a left back, a CDM, a right back, a backup striker. Bale 20 million loan, and they bought a stadium, and Arteta lied that we were in a pandemic. Fucking hell. Well, yeah.
Exactly. And look at them, man. You can laugh as much as you want, but didn't they look good? I mean, I know United were crap, but didn't they look good on Sunday? And all this I'm getting a lot about Mourinho. Oh, you wanted Mourinho now? I still want him. I still would have it.
Did you hear his interview after the game? He said if they had an attacking coach today, it would have been 10, 11 or 12. He's a fire. I fucking love him, mate. I love Jose. I hate that he's at Tottenham, yeah, because I want to hate him, but I can't hate him. I think he's hilarious, man. I think he's quality. Ancelotti, another one. I wanted Ancelotti. Look how good he is now.
Look what he's done to Everton since he's come there.
Amazing what happens when he changed the whole midfield in a week just like that for 60 million quid. We're pouncing around on deadline for one player.
Football is very simple, he said. He said it's people that make it. Did you see what he said the other day?
Yeah. It's true. Bro, Ancelotti is Don Ancelotti. I've said that since Wenger got sacked or left or whatever happened there, yeah. I said I wanted Ancelotti. I would have took Patrick Vieira as a number 2 with Ancelotti. Yeah, then when Emery left, I wanted Ancelotti. I would have happily took Jose. Yeah, I think Arteta's done all right in terms of the winning the cup. But there's so many things that I question with him. Like it's playing 5 at the back against a team that have not scored all season. What are you doing? Yeah. And then
I just think at the moment, Lee, what I'm watching is just covering cracks. All we're doing is covering cracks at the moment.
At the weekend, Claude.
Yeah, how good he is really when he has to then get the players and then compete with these other teams and go up that next. That's when you'll see how good he is. At the moment, all we're doing is just covering. We're playing Sheffield United and West Ham, and we're struggling. And when we played Liverpool,
they were taking the mick in the second half. Liverpool against us.
You know what gets me? There were people going on after that Liverpool game. How proud I am of this team! What an improvement!
We were in it until the 86th minute.
And I was saying, Aston Villa just knocked 7 past this lot. And you're telling me you're proud to stay in the fucking game? Oh, do me a favour, please.
Mate, it's Listen,
how is it Aston Villa, right, who just escaped relegation last season, can expose their high line and we couldn't? You tell me.
I said this the other day, Claude, right? That Aston Villa's midfield, every single one of them starts for Arsenal. Jack Grealish, yeah? He got more goals and assists in that game against Liverpool than Mesut Ozil has in 2 fucking seasons. Yeah, That's against the champions, by the way, right? Ross Barkley starts for Arsenal. Yeah, people can sit there and turn their nose up all day like that geezer starts for Arsenal. We should have had a hat-trick yesterday. McGinn starts for Arsenal.
100%.
What's the other one? Douglas Luiz starts for Arsenal. Yeah, they all start for Arsenal, mate. That centre-back, Tyrone Mings, I've been banging that drum for a while. He's a fucking good centre-back. Yeah, then you've got the geezer up front, Ollie Watkins. He's better than Laka. I've said that for ages now. He will outscore him this season.
The goalkeeper starts for Arsenal as well.
Even the goalkeeper, exactly. Wait, well, there's what, the goalkeeper, the 4 midfielders, and the striker. There's 6 of their 11 that start for us.
The stick I'm getting for that, because I was fuming, and because Leno suddenly's made 2 good performances. Now these people stick it up, and all these people are going about Martinez. Did they watch the other day when he made that mistake, but it didn't need to go and all this bollocks? Nah, bollocks! Don't start bringing things up.
No, people are too reactionary. I see. I had Turkish on the other day, yeah, and I remember after we played the Community Shield, and he was talking about Willian, and he was going, Willian, he'll give us 1 good year, and then he'll fucking just stink the place out for 2 years. We then play Fulham. The abuse he got, yeah. Where are all them people now that he's stunk the place out for the next 3 games?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very reactionary. And this is the thing. Now we're going to get this Thomas Partey by the looks of it. Right? Everyone's now going to go, title challenge.
He only came alive when Pepe came on, isn't it?
Yeah. This is the thing, mate. I've said this before, right? If you look at Everton, yeah, and Aston Villa, so far they've been the best 2 to watch. They've been fantastic, both of them. Neither have lost a game. I think they've been quality so far. They're scoring goals, their movement, their passing. It's been great to watch so far, yeah? Especially yesterday they could have had 15 against Liverpool. I've never seen Liverpool look so shit, if I'm honest, right? But I'm not going to sit here and go, Liverpool, People are sitting there laughing at Liverpool. This is the same process we're supposed to be copying. Yeah, this is the process you want us all to copy, is it? Yeah, but then you've got the cheek to sit and laugh at them.
Yeah, you can laugh at them, but they've won the title, so I don't know where we can laugh at them anyway.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? We sit there and go, we're Liverpool are the history merchants. History merchants, yeah? Yeah, everyone's sitting there when they lost yesterday going, not easy to be invincible, is it? That was 16 years ago. We're the history merchants, yeah? And I'd find it amazing, mate. People would just jump on a wave and a hype just to get a bit of traction here and a bit... Say it as it is, yeah? This transfer window is as bad as the Petr Cech transfer window, even with Thomas Partey coming in, because there was much more work to be done this summer, right? I ain't handing out 9s out of 10s for Edu and the ball.
They'll be asking for a statue of him tonight, mate. I'm telling you that now.
Mate, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, right? I've said it all along.
Right. This morning, they were all down, everyone down. What, you wake up this morning, I've had enough. Now, come, if we get him, they'll be all wanting a statue of Edu. They were calling him under the sun this morning. Now they want a statue of him if he gets this still.
And that's how reactionary it is, mate, which is why I don't listen to any of them and I say what I believe in. Big up Jonathan. He says, the process is selling your best 2 midfielders to keep Xhaka because he's a leader. It's the blind leading the blind.
What about Man United? All them months that they've been chasing Sancho.
Mate, what about Man United? Like, I mean, the funny thing is, it's all well and good Arsenal fans sitting there laughing at Man United, but they couldn't laugh too much, could they? Because it was Tottenham that slapped them. Yeah, can you imagine if that was a different team that beat Man United? Fucking hell, our fans have been knocking one out. Yeah, but because it was Tottenham, they couldn't go overboard too much, could they? Yeah, but, they were poor, weren't they, United?
No, I know they were poor, but what I'm trying to say, and I'm not. I feel for them. I mean, I shouldn't because I can't stand Tottenham. But they didn't get the credit they deserve for that last night. It was all about United, how shit United were, and all this.
Oh no, Tottenham were ruthless, mate. They weren't holding up. They were just
yeah. But I was trying to say they weren't getting. They didn't get any credit. I didn't think they got enough credit for that game last night. I thought it was all about United rather than how good Tottenham were. To go there and win 6-1, I don't care what you say, 10 men or not. That is fucking some performance. That is.
Mate, when was the last time we scored 6 past Man United?
Away from home, we're more likely to get 8 past us. You know what I mean?
When was the last time we scored 7 against Liverpool? Do you know what? Liverpool haven't conceded 7 in the league. Yeah, I think since 20 years before I was born. Yeah, my old man was about 3, right? And that Ollie Watkins was the first player. It was funny because I was winding Chig up in the chat. I said, yeah, Watkins has scored 4 minutes in. I said, you might as well get that money ready, Chig. Then about 10 minutes later, he scored again. I was like, banger. I said, that's it. Come on, get your checkbook out. And then...
that's what you were going on about last night. About. I wonder what you was going on about cash out now. I thought you was having a bet.
Yeah, he bet me Eddie Nketiah would outscore Ollie Watkins this season. I said, you're mad, bruv. Yeah. I said, Ollie Watkins will outscore fucking Lacazette, let alone Eddie Nketiah. He bet me 50 quid. But I think he was the first player to score a hat-trick against Liverpool for 10 years. And that was his first time he's played against them. It's mad. It's crazy, like, when you look at Liverpool yesterday, because they only had the goalkeeper missing and Mane. I know Henderson was out injured, but Henderson was out injured.
This is why people say he's not a big loss. I always think Henderson is a big loss.
Henderson's a good player, man.
Henderson, massive loss to Liverpool. I keep hearing someone say the last season he didn't deserve the Player of the Year. It was my Player of the season, but I had Robbie mocking me, saying, no, it's Mane, it's all you know. No, Henderson is the man that makes them tick. He's the man that makes it's them type of players that you need in your time.
He's like a Milner. He's just everywhere. Puts his foot in it. Look at Milner when Milner came on yesterday. Milner's running around everywhere. They're getting hammered, mate, yeah? That geezer's like, I'm going to put my shift in because that's what I do. Some of them players should be ashamed of themselves for Liverpool yesterday. They gave up, mate.
Yeah. If Henderson was playing, they wouldn't have got all that shit.
But you know what I think as well? I think Klopp's got to take a lot of blame for that. Because when you're playing that stupidly high line and you've got your 4-1 down, yeah, you've got to, as a coach, sit there and go, right, let's just sit back here and just take damage limitation. Yeah, let's just get out of here with a 4-1. If we can get a goal, great. If we get another, great. We can have a go last 10 minutes, yeah? You don't keep sitting on the halfway line because, mate, when they've got Ross Barkley and Grealish pinging balls through you, yeah, I'm sorry, mate, that Watkins is gone. I've never seen Van Dijk looks as shit. Yeah,
they played against us. We played that island. What did we do? We didn't fucking do nothing.
No, didn't it? Mate, do you know what? Listen, they'll come back fighting strong. They're the champions for a reason, yeah? I ain't going to sit and laugh at them. Yeah, I wouldn't mind winning a league.
This is why I get annoyed with our fans as well, because they go on about, oh, yes, but we've beaten them 3 times this year. And I'm thinking, well, hold on. 2 were draws, really.
Yeah, we've played them 4 times under Arteta. 1 win each, 2 draws.
A penalty shootout and beating their reserve team, yeah, as wins, can you? So, right. No. Even the win that we had against them in the league, fucking how we won that, I don't know. But that was a bit of a fucking fortune if you think about
25
it.
Shots they had that day.
Yeah, exactly. And we had 2, and they were given to us. And I'm sitting there saying, and this is another thing that gets on my nerves. Oh, Arteta, he's already won 2 trophies. Where is this thing about the Charity Shield being said as a trophy, mate?
Mate, same fan base laugh at Tottenham for celebrating an Audi Cup, mate. Yeah, this is why I ignore them.
Exactly, right, exactly. And they're taking the piss for years about that. Yeah, and by the way, going on about that, did you see that tweet, the thing that I got done for? The thing I got done for?
I've seen loads of people saying that yesterday, yeah.
No, Nigel, the bloke from Arsenal, put it out.
Oh, did he? I didn't see that.
There's a certain...
was that the tweet that was in the group chat?
No, you know, in the Twitter thing, they put out a tweet. I'll tell you what it was. He put a tweet out. He said, I have a feeling another DVD's coming out. Where's the reaction? Where's the reaction from all this lot calling him a racist?
No, it's mad, isn't it?
The thing I said, the thing I meant, but this guy from Arsenal Football Club represents Arsenal Football Club. Said it on tweeted that out yesterday. I'm sorry, it's disgusting, mate. I'm sorry.
It's mad. Thank you, Luke, for your donation, mate. He says we're Iron Curtain FC. Lol. Everyone's going mad that Fabrizio has now said that Partey's coming. Funny because he said earlier he weren't. Arteta rewarded the best players by benching them, and he's got no guts to bench some of the big boys, like Unai would do. Big up Emery. Do you know what? Emery gets a lot of unfair criticism in our fan base. A lot. Listen, he weren't the man in the end.
I wasn't his biggest fan. What I will say about him, my only gripe with him, and I think why I didn't think he was good, is that he weren't prepared to learn the language properly. And what was happening is he weren't getting his instructions across on the training pitch, and that was becoming a laughing stock. That was my concern.
Yeah.
I've got no about his record. His record with Seville was incredible. I mean, to win 3 Europa Leagues, I mean, that's not bad, is it?
No, come on. It's the equivalent of a West Ham.
His language, you cannot come into the Premier League. I mean, at least this guy, he don't pretend. He's got an interpreter with him. The Leeds guy, he's got an interpreter with him all the time. He's probably got one on the pitch as well, and he's speaking this. But when you saw the clips, when he was doing the training, in the end they were taking the piss out of him, Lee. And in the end,
when they were all laughing at him and that,
them players in the end didn't want to play anymore, and they were taking the piss.
Yeah. Here we go, Claude. We got some breaking news, Claude. Thomas Partey is now flying to London. Atletico Madrid board have received the notification 1 hour ago from Arsenal for Thomas. AFC are set to trigger the release clause, 50 million euros tonight. Race against time. Here we go. You watch. We run out of time. I swear down, right? If we don't get this deal done, I swear to God, if we don't get this deal done and they give it the we've run out of time one, oh my God, mate, I'm going to riot.
Generous guys actually congratulated Charles Watts and the Bell.
The AFC Bell.
For breaking the news.
Do you think this AFC Bell actually has information, Claude? Or do you think he's just winging it and he got lucky?
I think a lot of them are. I think even this Charles Watts, I think, to be honest with you, I think a lot of them. This guy is fucking genuine, though. This guy is my fellow Italian. He is genuine. He's close for fit. Now it says Atletico will complete the Torreira deal on loan.
There you go. So they will complete the deal for Torreira. So there you go. Breaking news. Torreira's going to Atletico. Thomas Partey's on a plane from Spain to come and join the Bansta club, Pandemic FC. It's not Football Manager, I don't know how we have managed to find 50 million euros cash money in the height of a pandemic when there's people losing their jobs. I genuinely don't get how we've managed to find that. Oh, yes, because we had it anyway, because we haven't sold anyone. How have we suddenly found the money, Claude? Well, let's have a little look down the back of the sofa, mate. Oh, look, I found a £5. You can have that if you want, mate. That go in the pot.
This is what gets me. This deal could have been done a lot quicker than it was. Tottenham in talks to sign Joe Rondon from Swansea.
Let me read this comment out real quick. I can't see it. The magician. Are you a magician, my friend? Actually, real talk. Lee, you are salty. You can't help it. If we sign Partey, we have spent more than 80 million. Well, we haven't, have we? That's more than Man United, Spurs, Liverpool. No need to be blurring the facts with lies. 4 million loan fee for Guendouzi. Number one, there's no loan fee for Guendouzi. Confirmed. Fact. No loan fee. Number two, we haven't spent 80 million euros. So I don't know where you're doing your maths, mate, but maybe try again. 45 million pounds for Thomas Partey. 44 million. and £24 million on Gabriel. So that's 68 million quid. Where are you getting 80 from? And 68 million, if you take off the fact that we've had player sale in Martinelli and Sam Greenwood, and the £1 million we got for Mkhitaryan for cancelling his contract, we've actually spent about 40 odd million quid, haven't we? If that's backing the manager, then we're all fucked. We might as well lock up shop and go home. So there we go. Spurs have spent 80 million. Liverpool has spent more than that, actually. Liverpool spent more. They spent 43 million quid on Jota. They done 15 million quid on Tsimikas, right left back. And then they brought, who was the other guy they brought? Liverpool bought someone else, didn't they? Thiago, 27 million quid. So Liverpool have actually spent more than us. So if you're going to come with stats and facts and try and banter and mug me off, mate, at least get your facts and your banter right. Because there is 3,100 people that have just heard you chat absolute bollocks. And on that note, we shall move on, Claude. Should we go through some of Fabrizio's tweets?
Joe Rondon from
there he is.
Swansea.
There's Guendouzi. Looks well happy. I bet he's buzzing. He's away from Arteta.
Yeah, it's not. Who's that with him, next to him, and all that?
I'd imagine that's the sporting director of Hertha Berlin on the left. I'd imagine. I don't know, mate. I genuinely couldn't tell you. One of them would be the sporting director, I'd imagine. But yeah, there's Guendouzi, happy as a pig in shit right now.
I wish him well, mate.
Timo Bakayoko has joined Napoli on loan from Chelsea. Confirmed, done deal.
Jesus Christ, they got rid of him at last. Bakayoko.
Yeah, look at this. Fraud. You said Kolasinac was leaving. I said there was an agreement done between the two clubs. The deal collapsed because of salary. No personal terms agreed. Yeah, now get back in the bin, Haddy.
Exactly.
Let's carry on. Let's read a few more of these.
Not talking in fraud. He's got so many things right. These stupid people, mate.
So what makes me laugh, right, is people kick off on this guy quite a bit, to be fair. Right. Can any of these people that are kicking off on him phone up the fucking sporting director of a football club and say, oh, by the way, have you got any news on this, and this? And they go, yeah, hold on, I'll tell you, mate, blah, blah. No, we can't, can we? If he was the only guy out there to put tweets out and no other fake ones were out there putting tweets out and he was the main source, everyone would believe what he's saying, wouldn't they? Yeah. But when you've got dickheads tracking planes, has anyone tracked Thomas Partey's plane yet? When you've got people tracking planes and clouds in the sky and fucking the weather, how there's a wet patch on the floor, that's the rain. Well, it could be a leaky fucking gutter, mate. Right? When you've got people doing all of that, that's why these people that are actually in the know and do actually get information from the football clubs and have relationships with other clubs, that's why they then get stick, because these kids just want to fucking tweet about a cloud. Oh, there's a cloud in the sky. He's in England. Idiots.
Alexis Telles has just signed for Manchester United, by the way.
Yeah, there you go.
And I don't know who this one is. Spurs are in for Joe Rondon. Who's Joe Rondon of Swansea? Have you heard of him?
RB Leipzig have signed Justin Kluivert, who we were linked to. A good signing. He's a good player, he is.
Patrick's son, isn't it? Is that Patrick's son?
Mr. Dembele didn't train with Barcelona today. There's a lot of reports saying he's going to Man United. We will find out on that. Felipe Anderson to Porto. He's not a bad player. I like Felipe Anderson. There you go. Teller's had his medical. He's all sorted. Right, we might as well go back to the top to our breaking news. And we'll have a little catch up on some of the other teams in a second. But I'm going to text Kenny as well, because Kenny said he'd pop on. Should we see if we can get Kenny on, Claude? What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get Kenny Ken on.
Yeah, get Kenny on. And I've got to disappear at 6:30, mate. No.
Yeah, whenever. You can stay on for as long as you want, mate. I'm on for about another 50 minutes anyway. So yeah, we'll leave that on there. Let's see if Kenny's about. Do smash the like up. Do subscribe. Subscribe to Claude. His link is in the title. You can't miss it. I did fully miss a super chat a second ago, so let me come and find that again. There it is. Big up my guy. Real one. He says, hello, Claude. I miss you, bro. Bring Claude on often. Guys, where do you see us finishing? If my fellow countryman Partey joins. Big up the Ghanaians in the building. My boy, Nee. I still think we're not going to get top 4.
Oh, I think we can. We can. We got the best manager in the country, according to our fan. So why can't we get top 4? According to our fan base, he's the best manager in the country. So why can't we get top 4 then? No excuse. We've got the players now. We've got the player in. No excuse.
Well,
in fact,
I think,
to tell you the truth, if we don't get top 4, then the questions have to be up, because we need to be making top 4. We can't have another year out of this Champions League.
Mate, I've said this before, Claude, right? And this is where I find
the draw we've got. Have you seen the draw? We're playing Dundalk. We were playing Bayern Munich, Barcelona years. Now we're playing bloody Dundalk.
I know, it's good, isn't it? I've said a lot recently, right? Everyone says like our manager's the greatest manager in the world and this and that, blah blah blah. Jose's washed up, yeah. So this is where like everyone says our target should be top 4, blah blah blah. So this is where I ask the question. So if the target's top 4 and we don't get it, and that washed up manager at Tottenham finishes above the best manager in the world, yeah, would you sack him? And they all say no. Well, you don't believe he's the best manager then, or you don't believe he's washed up. One of the two, innit? Yeah, I don't get it, mate. I don't get it. Listen, we should be aiming for that top 4 this season. Bang, title charge next season. We haven't done enough, in my opinion, even with Thomas Partey. Listen, I am over the moon. I was one of the
I'm not interested in these fucking 5-year projects either, because
nah, man. Did Leicester need a 5-year project?
Oh, if we went 5 years, do you think everyone else is going to stand fucking still while we won't progress for 5 years? Come on. It's not. No. Did Ranieri need 5 years to build a championships winning team?
Mate, I've said this before, right? Everyone's sitting there, Claude, right? Saying, let's copy the process that got Liverpool there. They've won 1 title in 30 years. Why do we want to copy that? Why don't we copy Chelsea with the most successful team in the last 15?
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't get top 4, you're fucking sacked. And then the next manager, if you don't get top 4, you're sacked.
They sack managers for fucking winning the Champions League, mate.
I think they've had 15 managers in 15 years saying stupid like that. Look how many trophies they've won. That's what we should be doing. That's why we moved to this stadium, mate.
Lee, they sack managers for winning the Champions League.
Yeah. What was it? Di Matteo, 26 games he won the Champions League and the FA Cup, wasn't it? Yeah. 26 games later, he got sacked. Class, isn't it? It is fucking class. But that's how a big club acts. Real Madrid, remember when they had Del Bosque and he won the fucking double? He won the league and the Champions League, and then they sacked him. Yeah? It was like Del Bosque with his big beard sitting there smoking his cigars, winning the Champions League and all that. Bosh, you're sacked.
We finished 8th and win the FA Cup, but it's progress.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I like, though? Right?
Yeah,
do you know what I like, though? I do like the fact Arteta said that 8th and the FA Cup's nowhere near good enough, because that just shuts everyone up then, doesn't it?
Maybe you should tell some of his fans out there as well. While he's out there.
Joke, isn't it? Funny, man.
If he wins a title, I'll even help build that statue of his, mate. I'll help build it, mate. I'll help build it. Yeah, Joe. Apparently he's taking the safety instructions from the the cabin staff at the moment on the plane. That's where he is. Big
up Shay. He says, who's tracking the plane? I just want to kill this young man's theory of Chelsea spending loads of money. Thank you for watching, Ibrahim. Appreciate that on Facebook. Thank you to everyone who is watching on Facebook as well, actually. There's well over 100 people watching on Facebook, so thank you for that. But last 6 summer windows, add up how much money Arsenal has spent, how much money Chelsea has spent, do the gross, do the net, put it all together, shake it in out, all about. We have spent there or thereabouts before Thomas Partey, the same. We are now going to have spent more than Chelsea in the last 6 summer windows combined. Yeah. So look how much they've won in the last 6 years. Compare it to our few FA Cups. And I know why we moved to the Emirates. It was for Chelsea's dominance. That's why. That's what we were supposed to be doing. So
and they spent 35 million on Kante while we spent 35 million on Granit Xhaka. So,
why talking to Xhaka? Why is Xhaka still here? Because he's one of Arteta's favourites, mate. As is Bellerin, as is Leno.
I don't know.
As is El Neni, by the looks of it. Lacazette.
His place now. Now this guy's in. I mean, he might be.
Here we go. We have another guest in the background. Here he is. Hey,
how you doing, guys?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Right. I mean, you don't know this, but in what
Madrid Airport.
I'm not at the airport. I've set up a cinema room where basically we got a projector. So I've got a projector on, and it's got all the transfer deadlines. So obviously,
you're not going to the airport to greet Thomas Partey, then, Kenny?
No, not really. But I do expect that the massive London Ghanaian community would definitely be going to greet him. But it just shows you one thing that I've heard a bit of your show before I joined, and one of the things that you mentioned about was the money always being there, and the money has always been there. I think what we need to sort of dispel with a lot of people who watch your shows and watch all the podcasts is one of the biggest myths out there. And I'm just, I'm going to say it to him blue in the face. The money has always been there. It's not me being facetious. The fact of the matter is that the TV money is paid over a 4-year period, as is the sponsorship deals. Because, when the matches is on, even with all that crowds, we're still seeing the sponsors advertisements all over the grounds still, because the matches are, and also the kit deals are paid over a 3 to 4 year period. So the money's there. That has nothing to do with the pandemic or laying off staff, who the matchday staff, or getting rid of Gunnersaurus. Although someone's asked me to do a link to keep him in at the club. So the money's always been there. The thing is that Arsenal want to balance the books. They want to get rid of players who they don't need. And as you well know, the players we want rid of aren't going to go without a fight, because London's a beautiful place to live, and plus they're only a ton of money.
Mate, listen, I make you absolutely right, Kenny. Yeah. You're spot on all the time. Everything you say is spot on when it comes to the money side of it, mate, yeah? This club has had money. We've all said it all summer. This club has got a lot of money available to it. And the fact that we've only got rid of about 16 to 18 million quid's worth of player in Martinez and Sam Greenwood in money in, yeah, which again is going to be staggered. The Greenwood money we've probably got up front, the 1.5 mil. Aston Villa ain't paid us all of that money, yeah, for Martinez. So it's going to be staggered. We're now going out there and doing 50 million euros just like that. Yeah, we've got money. This club has sold us down the Swanee, mate, all summer about, it's going to be challenging, creative. We're going to have to do loan moves and this load of rubbish. I
think what it is a PR thing in football as well, because simple reason is that I think no one knows how long this pandemic is going to last. So they're trying to, what they're basically saying is that we are living off our savings. It's like, for instance, if I was working for like the BBC and I was doing like match a day, and there was no matches for me to cover, they're still going to retain me, but they're only going to pay me out of their savings because there's actually no work for me. And I think that's what football's trying to say, is that we're paying out savings, because what's happened, the biggest scare for football is that they're not feeling it at the moment, but they're scared that if we don't have that vaccine, people refuse to take it, and the government, delays getting fans in, they're going to think, well, they're going to actually start to notice, and really feel it financially, that the money not getting from match day revenue is going to hurt them and kick them where it hurts. And I think that's what football's trying to do. They're trying to say, let's not spend the money now, because we don't know what's going to happen, because we may go the whole season without having no fans in the stadium, and then it could go into next season, because at the end of the day, a lot of people don't want to take the vaccine, do they? Let's face it, because they're scared. And you can't really blame them, can you?
Kenny, Saturday, I looked at a thing, Dortmund have had a big crowd there. What's going on? In Germany, they showed the Dortmund supporters going into the ground.
Yeah, but it depends in other countries. You've got to realise in this country, it's the attitude of people in this country. You've got to remember, in Sweden, they didn't have a lockdown. Sweden, basically, the two things you were told in Sweden to do was wash your hands and socially distance. In this country, we have and I say this with greatest respect, because we're all British here, albeit from Italian, Nigerian, and well, you're full Anglo-Saxon, but yeah, but from a certain background, we've been brought up into this British attitude where we've got to have it now. Like we can't save up to go and get a car. We just get them credit. You know what I mean? We can't say we're still going to have nice shoes and and nice phones. So why not go the whole hog? Why don't we just flat the rules? It's a British attitude to say I am entitled to do what I want to do. I have a freedom of choice and I can say what I like because I've got freedom of speech. And that transcends into doing a lockdown. There's no way with the attitude we have in people in this country that a lockdown ever going to work here. It's not going to happen.
You're not getting what I'm saying, Kenny. There was a crowd in the
because simple reason is that because simple reason people in Germany are actually behaving themselves and most importantly, they're doing what the government have told them. They're the first ones to actually kick off their season.
Yeah, but hold on.
True. Yeah, that's true. They were.
Hold on. When they didn't they have the European games over there and there was empty grounds, even before the league season started?
No, not at all. No, well, yeah, that was towards it because simple reasons that people in Europe would have noticed there was something wrong. So, for instance, in Italy, France, and Germany, they were playing again, and in Portugal as well, and parts of Spain as well. They're playing under closed stadiums. But in this country, Boris Johnson was thinking, one foot was in an economy, the other foot was listening to his scientists, and that's the problem we have. Is that in terms of coronavirus, is that there's only and I say this with great respect, and this is controversial. There's probably only been about 500 deaths linked directly to coronavirus, and all the other ones are people with underlying problems. So that's pushed the numbers up. But the problem is that because these numbers keep on going up, people are not looking at the underlying problems. They're looking at the fact that there's panic between them amongst people, and the government has to be seen as doing the right thing. But what they've done is that they've damaged the economy.
Yeah.
You need to go out. You need to go eat out to help out. So make sure you all did that. And now we'll stay in. Yeah. It's kind of like Arsenal, isn't it? The country is being run by Arsenal. They don't know what they're doing.
So what are you telling me, Kenny? In Germany, they're playing to full crowds.
What's that?
In Germany, they're playing to full crowds at the moment, aren't they?
They're not playing full crowds. I think there's staggered crowds. But what's happened is that, some countries are going to be more advanced than others and not going to have much of a serious problem. There's a massive problem, obviously, in Spain, Italy, and obviously this country. I think there's the reason, but probably coronavirus is that everyone's trying to be cautious. But people are now realising that, you can't damage the economy because you don't want to have a situation where people who have been earning about 70 grand a year without any protection are going to start applying for universal credit. That's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Would you because me and Claude have been going for what, hour and 20 minutes nearly, haven't we, mate? Hour and 20 minutes. Obviously, this news about Thomas Partey, Kenny. Obviously, he's en route. You can see it on the screen. He's coming to Arsenal. I've seen a lot of people saying that they rate the transfer window an A, they rate it a B, they rate it a B plus or an 8 out of 10 and all that. If he's the only one who does come in, where do you see us finishing this season, and what would you rate the window?
Well, that's a good question because you've got to look at the question I've got to ask you. I'm going to just turn it on you. He's been our long-term target. He's been the only player that Arsenal consistently wanted. We only heard about Houssam Aouar in the sort of the 11th hour. Obviously, because of his performances in the Champions League, getting Leeds to semi-final. But that was always a long shot because the simple reason is that Leon are not going to let Memphis Depay go and our go at the same time. Only one of them was going to go, and Memphis Depay, was like seems to be on his way to what's his name? Seems to be on his way to Barcelona. So they're not in Europe, Leon. So get both of those players out of that club was always going to be a mission anyway.
Yeah.
But in terms of like what we feel that we need, the club are going to say it's an A+ if they get their long-term target. But to the fans, where we know there's problems in the midfield, we know that we need to cover it right back, and we know that we definitely know that we need cover it as a goalkeeper, probably a new number one. Although other fans don't agree with it because they think Leno's the best thing. They're going to see this as probably like a C or maybe a C-. And I get where they're coming from. But from the club's perspective, if you do get your long-term target and you think that he's going to change everything, he's going to get us to dominate midfield and get us to sort of, like win football matches, then the club are going to say A+, mate. Seriously, there's a fan perspective, which is us, and there's a club perspective.
Mm. Well, yeah, no, listen, you're right. The club probably will think that they've done fantastic business. Gabriel, William, and Thomas Partey. And you're right about him being our long-term guy because Unai Emery wanted him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You've got to realise that there's got to be a plan B in terms of how we're going to win football matches from the midfield. So sorry to cut you off. The one thing I will say is by only bringing in one midfielder, if this guy gets injured or if he doesn't adapt real quick, because we've seen with Pepe, the jury's still out on Pepe with a lot of our fans. Yeah, it could be difficult for him to come in and adapt. It's a faster league. It's more intense. You've got less time on the ball. We've seen that with Granit Xhaka. He looks out of his depth at times because they're on him. Yeah. If that doesn't go to plan straight away and it is a 6-month work in progress, don't you think we should have done a bit more in terms of getting other players around him? Like maybe not a while, but maybe go for somebody else. Maybe keeping Torreira in there and then selling him in the following window or something. I think in an ideal world, yes. But the thing about it, right, is that there has to be a plan B, because if you look at plan A, is how Man City play with all those creative midfielders like Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne. That is plan A. But plan B is how the best team in the world has been playing for the last 2 years. The team that's got amassed 196 points. Now, they don't have a creative midfielder. What they've done is that they've had players like Fabinho, Henderson, and Freeman Henderson. Sometimes they've had Van Alden as well. And what they've done is that they've used their presence, their power and athleticism to bully teams and press them out of the game. And that's worked in Europe when they won a Champions League, got to the Champions League final in 2018 and won it in 2019 and won the league, came second in 2019 and won the league. So from that perspective, if we don't get a creative midfielder, then what Mikel Arteta is going to want to do is get someone like Partey, who can not only protect the back four but can also be a disruptor.
You can get forward a little bit as well,
yeah.
The one thing I'll say to that, I agree. Listen, I like Thomas Partey. I think he's what we needed more than Houssem Aouar, right? But with your comparison to Liverpool, it's a fair comparison. But at the same time, Liverpool's fullbacks is where most of their creativity comes from. When you look at our fullbacks,
that's true.
Yeah, most of our fullbacks are nowhere near. Tierney's decent.
But you got to think about the facts of that. If you look at yesterday, then they still had those two fullbacks, but in midfield they weren't able to bully Villa, and they weren't able to bully Leeds.
Yeah,
because and that's the thing. Without Liverpool being able to control that midfield and bully teams, those Robertson and not only just Robertson, but Alexander-Arnold weren't able to impose their game, because what's happening is that if they're not controlling midfield, then they have to go back. And what was happening is that they're playing the high line, and what was happening is Villa would just go in those little spaces that when Liverpool were on the attack, and just said, right, we got a 4 against 2 situation, and that's what they did, and that's why they scored 7 goals today. And I think that's the thing. Mick Arteta, isn't really looking for a creative midfielder. He's tried that already. Because remember, I was watching a bit of your show. Everyone talks about Mesut Ozil, who, by the way, there's no offers for him. But everyone says...
I've heard he's going to be in the Gunnersaurus suit. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We're probably with his wages cut. But you look at it, right? Mesut Ozil, right, has basically, according to the fans, been left out by Unai Emery and left out by Arteta. That couldn't be anything further from the truth. Arteta made him a fixture of the side when he first got the job. He was playing a 4-3-3 with Mesut Ozil on the side. He clearly looked at it since the lockdown when he's had time and said, you know what, that's not going to work for me long term. My midfield's getting besieged, and my back four needs protection, so I've got to play with like a back five. So I'm sorry, it looks like he's felt, well, sorry, Mesut, you can't fit in my plans because you can't give me that sort of balance on my midfield or that power, and that's what Arteta's looking to sign. I think he'd be more than happy with that hour. He would like.
Do you think he'll change the formation now, though? So he'll drop the 5 at the back or 3 at the back, essentially, and go with the same formation as Liverpool, a 4-3-3.
Depends. For now, probably not. But long term, yeah, he's going to have to. He's going to have to go like that because creative midfielders are basically like decent defenders nowadays. They're few and far between. There's hardly any. You can count the amount of creative midfielders on one hand because it's just. I'm not saying they're not there, but it's been. What's that?
There's one at Leon going.
Yeah, he is. But the thing is, his best mate in midfield is going Barcelona. And remember, Leon haven't qualified for Europe, so they're not going to be stupid enough to let their most creative midfielders go.
If we'd have offered the cash they wanted, they would take it because they need the money.
Of course they would, but that's the thing with art. You've got to realise, right? It's just you've got to realise that Arsenal's like Man United when it comes to finances now. Man United outspend everyone else, but they're not going to pay the money that other clubs want them because a lot of clubs see Arsenal and Man United come because Arsenal and Man United, the common denominator is they're trying to get to their glories. Man United, before Abramovich came to Chelsea and before Man City got all that money, it was Arsenal and Man United who were dominant forces. They want to get back to that, and teams in Europe know they want to get back to that. So when Arsenal come looking and they say, right, we want £40 million for that player. The clubs want £40 million for that player, not 35 of add-ons or 30 million. They want £40 million, and that's why Arsenal haven't got these things over the line because they want to negotiate and see. Well, like you're buying a house. Like for instance, if I'm buying Lee's house in Milton Keynes, and Lee says 500 grand, I'm going to say to Lee 495, or even go 490. Now, if Lee's desperate to sell, I'm getting it at 490. But if Lee says no, I want 500 grand, then that's it. And that's the problem with Arsenal be doing with all the players they've been going for the last two years. Is they're not prepared to meet teams' valuations. Because
not only that, we've also got poor negotiators at the club that over the years have broken so many relationships with football clubs where they've pissed about.
Well,
in the Wenger and Gazidis days. Yeah. Let me read this out real quick before it goes off the screen there. Thank you to Neftali Hernandez. Appreciate that. My first ever member on this channel as well. Big up my guy. Colombian as well. Real one. Comes on the members chats as well. Big him up. He says, Lee, para la botella de ron, which if you don't know Spanish like I do, or Kenny Ken does, yeah. Santi Cafola, which means this is for a bottle of rum. Thank you very much. He says, big up Claude and Kenny Ken and up the Arsenal. Party will level us up for sure, but still think we will come sixth at best. Do you feel we should focus on the cup comps or the league? We need Champions League. What do you guys reckon? Let me go Claude first, sorry. What do you reckon? Cup or league, or do you think we've got a good enough squad for both?
Well, I think now we've got Partey. I think there's no excuse why we can't give it a go. I mean, we've got the best manager in the world. We've got the best manager in the world. According to our fans, we've got the best manager in the world. Why not? Why can't we go for the top 4 or even challenge? Look at Liverpool and Man City at the moment. Look at them. Then Man City leaking 5 last week. Liverpool leaking 7. Yeah. So why not? I think this is a very open title race this year. I mean, everyone is getting close to it. It's going to be really teams taking points off each other. Who knows?
Let me ask Kenny, and then I'll ask you another question. What do you think, Kenny? Cup comps or Champions League top 4 spot?
Well, Mick Arteta's come from a club at Man City where every game's important, every trophy is one on his CV. Like Guardiola, they went for the League Cup, they went for the FA Cup, went for everything, and that's what Mick Arteta intends to do with Arsenal. But Mick Arteta's no fool. Arsenal being in transition since the April 2018. He's not going to get a 5-year period that everyone wants him to have. It's just not realistic, and it's ridiculous even thinking that. He's not the head coach, he's the manager, which means he knows if he doesn't get the top 4, then questions have to be asked. So he has to go for that top 4 and get back to the Champions League. That is his remit. Arsenal Football Club cannot spend the money that they're not going to spend money on Partey and meet club's valuations, and then accept to like a top 4 finish. It's not. I'm sorry, less than a top 4 finish. It's not going to happen. If he don't get the top 4, then he has to be accountable, just like Unai Emery was made accountable. Because the fact of the matter is that Arsenal have been used to top 4 football, and that's not saying he should be sacked, because that's the club's decision, not mine or anyone else's. But there has to be accountability because he's had a full season.
Mate, I think you're right in terms of the accountability. It depends where the clubs see us finishing themselves, because we know they're barefaced liars, mate. Do you remember before the Europa League final? Thank you to Gary Robinson for your donation as well. He said we've got a proper Thomas the Tank now as well, not that saga. Yeah. But do you remember before the Europa League final, they did that interview with Laura Woods, didn't they, at the Emirates? And they said that our target for Emery was to get Champions League football, whether that be in the top 4, which we ultimately bottled, or in the Europa League final, which was coming up the following week. He didn't get that on either, but they never sacked him. So that shows to me that even if they set a target for the manager, they're not going to sack you if you don't get it. Which
the thing about it is that player power. You're right. Player power got him sacked. It is factual that the players, certain players, especially one, Dan Tools, and when you're not playing for the manager, it was basically Unai Emery against the players, and the crowd at the Emirates and the crowd on Twitter chose the player sides, and that's what lost him his job. Plus results. But the results, like he only lost 3 games last season before he got sacked, but it was a culmination of the end of the season before and them 3 losses, wasn't it? And the players down in tools. But for anybody who has joined late, firstly, thank you very much. I appreciate it for joining. Secondly, smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. I am going to be back at 9 o'clock all the way through till midnight. If either of you two want to come on later, feel free. Just text me. You're more than welcome to come on. Breaking news. Oh, also, follow Kenny Ken 1972 on Twitter, because he hasn't got a YouTube channel. I think you should set one up, Kenny. And also, it's hard work, mate. It's hard work.
Like, trust me, people think it's easy.
I've seen some good people who've put on some really good content, yet they're barely getting 100 views. And I feel for them.
It's not as easy as people think it is. Put it that way. Yeah. When I'm sitting here for 2 hours today, then doing another 3 hours, people go, I've done 12-hour shift. Yeah, listen, I appreciate that. I've done graft as well. I'm still grafting. Yeah. It's when I'm not going to go, fuck it. We ain't going into that. But anyway, I work my nuts off. Also, follow Claude on his channel, Claude and the Bansters. It's in the title of the video. If you click on the @ it'll take you straight to Claude's channel. So go and check that one out. And let's read some of these comments out real quick. If anybody has joined late, Thomas Partey's en route to Arsenal on a plane. I don't know whether we've tracked it yet. Maybe we should go and flight tracker and track it ourselves. Matteo Guendouzi, if I scroll through this, you guys will see that Matteo Guendouzi has joined Hertha Berlin, confirmed on loan. There he is. He looks very happy to have left Arsenal, to be fair to him.
I wish he were. I actually think there's a player. There is a player
I think
there,
he's a good player. Yeah.
There is a player there. Just needs just a few tweaks. But he's young, isn't he? So I think he's going to prove everyone that he's going to. It wouldn't be surprising me. He goes on to be a big money signing later on in his career. I wouldn't be surprised. I think there is a player there. It just needs tweaking a bit.
Yeah. No, I agree, mate. I think we said this earlier. Kenny, you agree? I know you do. You think he's a decent player.
Definitely.
It's just go on.
No, I definitely rate the guy. I think the problem that's happened to him is that when Unai was in charge, Unai actually, made him like a prominent player to play alongside Xhaka. So and there were times when he was actually keeping Torreira out of the team. Now he's gone from playing regularly under Unai Emery to getting a manager who wants to do things differently. He's got a different philosophy, and young players are an angle here. I've been playing every game, virtually a full season. Now you're getting me to play differently, no problem. But you're dropping me. I'm not playing for you. So he's going to get angry. Probably sulk. And you know what young players are like. You know the football expression, right? If you're not playing, make sure you're not a cloud. But I'm not sure funny. When you're a 19, 20-year-old kid and you're playing and then you're not playing and you feel that's unfair, then you're going to be a cloud around the dressing room. And that's why he hasn't been played, because he's a cloud. And that's why, he's gone alone. And the other cloud just doesn't get the game.
Yeah. No, listen, we've all said, like, we were all at his first game, weren't we, against Man City? We were all coming out of that ground and like having a chat going, well, he looks a bit of a player, doesn't he?
Also, he didn't turn up for Zoom meetings either, so that is big time going.
Well, do you think he was one of the ones that didn't take a pay cut as well? Because there was 3 of them apparently, weren't there? Do you think him and Socrates and the other 2?
I'm telling you now this, and I don't care if anyone disagrees with me, right? The reason that Ozil, right, is not playing for this club anymore has nothing to do with his form. It's because the board told them not to play him anymore because of refusing the pay cut. I know, stand by that.
Well, it's a coincidence. It's coincidence. But, the team manager, right, has a say now. He's not the head coach. The team manager should be able to overrule that decision.
Nah,
because
yeah.
You've got to listen to what he was told. He's a team manager, and when you're a team manager, you have accountability, and you have some sort of decision making
as well, mate. He's a puppet. That's why he's employed by us. That's why there's no Mourinho or Ancelotti at Arsenal, because they wouldn't take all that. They would want to run how they want to run it.
Well, that's the yeah. But what did Ancelotti do at Real Madrid? At Real Madrid, Ancelotti in his last season wouldn't play Iker Casillas, because Iker Casillas was one of the players who got Jose Mourinho sacked. Iker Casillas was only playing cup games, so Ancelotti would have been a puppet as well, because he did it at Real.
Well, yeah, but he didn't last there, did he?
Maybe not, but the thing about it is that, it's probably. I agree with you. I think that's definitely happened, but I think there's footballing reasons for Mesut to be out the side as well.
No, but what I'm thinking, because he was playing him before the lockdown, wasn't he?
Yeah, but all right. The question I'll ask you, all right, but the thing is, right, he's now playing a back 5, and he's now playing. He's tried the experiment of playing Mesut through the lines, where he was to be that deep line creator where he had protection. But what was happening is he was taking him off after 60 minutes. So
sorry to cut you off. Somebody did actually track the plane,
You're joking? No way.
No, they tracked the plane. He's landed. Look, he's arrived. Race against time now. And somebody said, already tracked the plane.
Seriously, man.
I swear.
Someone must be doing some work at must be either Heathrow Airport, Gatwick, or probably some private jet.
Right, that's a good little meme, that, isn't it? Let's pretend we don't have money and we can catch them on deadline day. We do this every year. It's every year, isn't it? We've got 4.5 hours to get this deal done. And listen, anybody who doesn't know, Atletico Madrid even, they furloughed their staff, right? and they're in massive debt. Obviously, their new stadium and stuff like that. They're in real bad financial situation, right? So the way it works when you furloughed your staff, when you want to go and do a deal like this Thomas Partey deal, the Spanish government get involved, right? And I think they're only going to get 25% of this Thomas Partey fee. So even though it's 50 million euros, they're only going to get 12.5 million euros of it, which is why they've said point blank, we ain't dropping from that 50 million. We're not going to negotiate Torreira into it. We're not going to do this because they're fucked financially, because they've got to pay back all this money to the government for furloughing all their staff. It's mad.
Sorry, mate. I'm going to have to go, mate.
Thank you, Claude. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Kenny, speak later, mate.
Lovely, mate.
Speak later. Thanks.
Take care, buddy. Thank you, mate.
Great to speak as always, Claude.
No, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Cheers, mate.
But yeah, they furloughed their staff, so obviously they've got to pay the money back.
Trust the process.
Fuck the process.
No, but I think that's what's happening, because what I've heard is similar to what you said, is that the La Liga, basically Arsenal, now they've got a release clause. It's actually Partey that they have to lodge that clause, not with Atletico Madrid. They have to lodge that with La Liga. So basically, Partey's now free to discuss personal terms with the football club. And I think that's what's been reported here on Sky Sports.
So sorry, say that again. You broke up, mate. Sorry
about that. Basically, what it was is that in terms of Partey's situation, the £45 million release clause has to be lodged with La Liga, and Arsenal
that's right. Yeah.
And then so basically there's no negotiations with Atletico Madrid at all. It's actually Partey now having his medical and discussing personal terms.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But what I was saying is, Arsenal could have or tried apparently earlier in the window to do a deal with Guendouzi for Thomas Partey. Do you remember? And I went mad. I was like, no, it's a buyout clause. You pay the 50 million, you pay it to the La Liga. They then do it via the channels through to the club and that, yeah. Or you pay it to the player via La Liga, and then the player buys himself out. One way or the other, it's like that. But you don't necessarily have to deal with a football club. Arsenal were dealing with him because they phoned them up and offered him Guendouzi plus cash for Thomas Partey. Then obviously Torreira's come into the mix, so they've been having dialogue. And it does look like Torreira is going to go that way on loan. So we've kind of sweetened them by saying you can have Torreira, but we're nicking your best midfielder or defensive midfield, box to box, whatever you want to call him. But listen, I'm buzzing that we've signed this lad. If it gets done, there's still time for it to fuck up. There's 4 hours, 14 minutes to go. This is not done and dusted yet, because this is hard work to get this deal done, right? The legality side of it, because it's a cash transaction of that much. Yeah, all the paperwork needs to be done properly. It needs to be seen over by proper lawyers. And not just lawyers from Arsenal's side, but lawyers from the La Liga side. Then you've got Thomas Partey's wages to get in, image rights, bonuses, all of this personal terms and stuff like that. Listen, I'm not saying it might not get done. Well, it might not get done, but I'm not saying it's not going to get done. I hope it does get done, but it might not be announced before the 11 o'clock deadline. It might be one of the type deals.
Not at all. I could tell you that. I could tell you categorically. Right, the transfer deadline is going to go at 11 o'clock. But what will happen is that if Arsenal are close to sign to anything, discussing the personal terms, then they will get special dispensation to go further into the night. So that's what's going to happen. But the thing is that I think you've got to get used to it now. Is that not every club's like Chelsea and Man City, and probably Liverpool. Those clubs tend to do their business early. Arsenal's never really part of that. The reason why Arsenal don't do that is because they like to have a plan B, and also, you know, they're just like any other football club who don't want to pay the asking price. They generally fit the asking price along. You know your friend Laura. She asked about Gunnersaurus. Yeah. Laura. There is a GoFundMe to save Gunnersaurus, and I've retweeted my Twitter page. There's no doubt. Yeah, I've retweeted it on my Twitter page.
Hey,
Someone
mate,
contacted me.
I just bought myself a new MacBook today, Kenny. $2,500 it set me back. Yeah, I should have done a GoFundMe page for it.
I don't know. I don't know if anyone's gonna with your successful channel where you've got about nearly 50,000 subscribers. I'm sorry. I think the only thing you'll be getting is the finger, mate. If you put down a GoFundMe page. I'm sorry, but you know, a successful channel. Unless you owe money to some debt collectors back in England, you're getting no money.
No, listen, you have to invest, mate. These speakers are battered. It takes forever to load a web page. As soon as I start load it, and my internet's rapid, 600 meg up, 600 meg download, yeah. And as soon as I load up a website, it just goes. Sounds like it's about to orbit space. This, Max. Right. So yeah, thank you to everyone who has helped the channel get to as big as it has so far. Thank you to everyone, whether you just watch, whether you donate, whether you subscribe, whether you just like, dislike, whatever. Thank you very much. I do put the money back into it, as we know. And the Mac I will have on the 23rd of this month when I'm back in England. It's going to wifey.
See what I mean, Lee, about all these YouTube channels having to right equipment, speakers, MacBook. I mean, before it was like a computer about 4 years ago. Now you
know what? I got to 25,000 subs on that. On my iPhone, yeah, I got 25k subs. Balancing that on a book, on a desk in front of me, it's mad.
Yeah, I think you know, is it with MacBooks, you don't need protection, do you?
Huh?
You know, like in normal computers, you need to sort of get protection from like Norton or Kaspersky. But on a MacBook, you have inbuilt protection, don't you, for viruses?
Yep. Yeah, it does say you can buy extra stuff as well. The Mac I bought the most memory, 1 terabyte or terabyte, whatever it's called. This one I think is only 512 gigabytes.
Right.
But yeah, mate, I've got a mic here that's no good right now because my speakers are knackered. So this Rode mic, although it's a beautiful mic and it's a very good mic, I can't really use it right now because my speakers are knackered on this Mac. Yeah.
Oh right.
So if you started talking and I've got that mic on, because it's so sensitive, the viewers would hear you talking over yourself.
Oh right.
Because it crackles like mad. So I can't really use that at the minute. I've got a green screen sat behind me. I'm waiting for a guy to finish doing my graphics. We're going to go full Goldbridge. Yeah, but graphics a lot. We're not going full Goldbridge.
I must say, obviously, just change the subject. I think his channel's actually superb. What he does with what he does. Your channels are, I think that's the thing is that if you want your channel to do well, you have to put the work in. And I think it's just, Dave, to make your YouTube channel successful, you have to go full time. But you can only go full time if you've got evidence that you can actually make it work. And obviously, you had evidence that you can make it work. Yep.
No. Listen, mate. People, a lot of people just I get a lot of stick from people. Obviously, a lot of people don't like what I do, because of what I say, right? But I'm never changing.
You can't change. You can't change because simple reason is that you can't be bullied into being what you're not by people. I think the problem we have with the Arsenal fan base is that there's too many people who are basically treat certain accounts like the Pied Piper. There seems to be like some sort of hierarchy in the Arsenal fan base where you have to, if a certain person says something or certain people say something, you've got to agree with it. You can't. There's no debate. There isn't a debate like Arteta. There isn't a debate about what Arteta was a great manager or not because basically everyone has to support him. We can't ask questions about what he's done because you're not allowed to do that. So when I see people doing podcasts about Arteta, what's the point? It's not a debate if everyone agrees with you. It's the same with the situation with the handball rule. That's not a debate. Everyone's everyone's agreeing that it's the worst thing since sliced bread. VAR's rubbish, and basically the referee should be given handballs. And there's not one person who's brave enough to say anything different. So it's not really a debate. And I think that's the problem.
Exactly.
You're trying to kill the debate. Just because you don't like someone, you kill the debate. So if you don't like someone, then
Mate, me and Turkish did a show the other day. Yeah, we're the perfect example of what you're just saying, right? I don't necessarily agree fully with what he says about Stan Kroenke.
Yeah,
I think it's a massive issue, but he ain't the main issue for me. Yeah, me and him sat there, we were chatting away. The hour went like that. Yeah, and he even said, he goes, "Look, we don't sit here cussing each other because we don't agree." But let me just say thank you to Wilksy. Wilksy, DM me on Instagram, mate. Yeah. Because I do want to get a PC as well. Real talk. I'm not even blagging. I want to get a PC built as well, or get a PC at some point. It won't be immediately, but it will be within maybe, I don't know, 6 months from now, perhaps. Yeah, because I do want to get a PC. I've got a monitor set over there. I've got a camera, a 4K camera, mic. I've got a green screen set behind me, and I want it. The idea is that I have the monitor, the Mac, a PC, and get a proper setup. So yeah, DM me on Insta, LeeGunner82. Stephen says COVID's not affecting lease spending, bruv. Let me say something, yeah, right. And I'm not trying to be a big man or a flexer or a baller, because I'm far from that. Yeah, in the last 3 weeks on equipment alone, I've done $5,000. Yeah, monitor, mic, camera, lighting, tripods for the lighting, the green screen, the graphics, like all of that, the new Mac. I've done just over $5,000, 5-1. Yeah. At the end of the day, if you want to take it next level and you want to take it serious and proper, sometimes you do have to throw a bit of money at it. And
Lee, you know, the best example is Arsenal Fan TV. It's clear that they're spending a lot of money on equipment, on getting contributors, paying them, and it's also they're getting new people in. They have, in order for their channel to expand, they can't just be doing what they were doing when they first started in November 2012, or they can't just stick the interviewing people outside the ground or having their main shows outside the ground. They've got to up their game, because people are going to be looking for new things. People get bored easily, so you've got to, like I said, move with the times. And what you're doing, Lee, is a young person's game. New media is for young people. Young people want to see something different. You know what I mean? They don't want to see people like me going on about, oh yeah, do you remember that game in 1977 when Arsenal played Man United and Brian Kidd was up front? Who's Brian Kidd they're going to say? You know what I mean?
Mate, it's mad, right? And listen, when I started this channel, yeah, like it was after the drama I had with my other channel. Yeah, yeah, where I got locked out of it, and it was my own cock up in the end, but I locked out of it, and I had so many people messaging me saying start another one. I was like, no, I can't be asked. Well, in the end, eventually I set up another one, but then I put the same details in for it. So when it comes to getting monetized and being able to earn money out of it, which happened pretty quickly because I had the traction real quick on it. It said that you can't have two in the same name, so it obviously locked that one out as well. Then, so I was like, for fuck's sake! I was like, YouTube ain't for me, I was like, 2 channels. I've worked my nuts off. I'd made up my ass. I was like, no, I'm done. And then it was relentless for about 7-8 months. People just message. I come back and I set this channel up. Yeah, not even 2 years ago, and it's nearly on 50K. Yeah, it's mad. I genuinely, Kenny. Yeah, right. I sit here sometimes. I think, bro, why do so many there's nearly 3,000 people watching? I'm like, why do so many people watch me? Like, I don't get it.
I think you got to do what's successful, and you've got to give the public they want, and you've got to give the public the guests they want as well. And the thing about it is that you look at AFTV, they get criticism, but people want to see certain people on there, and Claude's one of them. You know what I mean? You can't just. You've got to listen to your public. Your public are the reasons why you're successful. It's the same with X Factor, right? It's easy for me to go up to Sam and Cal and say, oh, your acts are rubbish and blah, blah, and the music's cheesy. But ITV wants Sam and Cal to get viewing figures. Yeah, so viewing figures mean young people who want to be famous are going to go on shows like that. Doesn't matter whether I think it's rubbish or not. The public. So, for instance, if you see a singer on there and I think the singer's rubbish, but the public want him to win, then you've got to listen to your public. It doesn't matter what people think of you, or any of the contributors on AFTV, when they think of Claude, anyone else. if the public want to see them, you put them on. You give the public what they want. You don't satisfy someone on Twitter who used to be friends with you, or someone who's never liked you in the first place. To hell with them. They're not the public. Let me tell you something.
Exactly.
Arsenal Twitter only represents 2%, 0.9% of the Arsenal fan base, which means the other 99.1 don't go on Arsenal Twitter. I'm not interested in Arsenal Twitter.
Mate, do you know what? You're absolutely spot on, right? We've got 2,500 people, 2.6 watching this here. Where's all the thousands of hate comments?
Exactly.
When I did the show with Turkish the other day, Turkish gets a lot of grief. I get a lot of grief. So over 2,000 people watching. Love, 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 love.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing. Forget about people. Let me say something now. People who don't like you are not going to like you in 10 years or 20 years. You could push them out of the way of a moving car and they still hate you. You know what I mean? You could give them your last 50 quid for them to have something to eat. They still hate you because and they hate you so much they've probably forgotten why they hate you, but they hate you. You don't worry about people like that. They're not
exactly.
Important.
That's right. You're right, man.
They're not important.
Big up McManus as well. Sorry, man. Big up McManus. I missed his super chat earlier. He said, "I watch because you say it as it is, and I share most of your views." And like myself, I've seen this club before Wenger. Keep going, pal. Thank you very much. I did miss that, mate. I do apologise. If I have missed anyone else's, then I'm sorry as well. I know I go off on a bit of a rant on at times, so I do miss some of these, and they go so quick.
Yeah, but that's what people love, Lee. People want to hear you. Thinks, Dave, for whether you like it or not, you are their spokesman. They want you to use your successful platform to say what they think. No, I'm not saying that you speak for the fans, but there are a lot of people who are disgruntled with the Arsenal Football Club, who probably feel that they haven't got a voice, who want to hear you say as it is, and they want to hear from other contributors because they agree with it. Others who don't agree, then have a debate. Don't just make it personal and send death threats or say you're going to knock them out of football when you're not going to do anything to sort.
I'm still waiting for that one, Kenny.
Yeah, it seems so.
Although saying that, you might have something to do with that, mate. You're my bodyguard.
I'm not too funny. You know what I mean?
You and Tolbert have saved me a couple of times.
No one wants to have a debate no more of thing. It's like the whole situation. It's like the Unai Emery thing. It's like Unai Emery. The only reason why a lot of Arsenal fans think Unai Emery was the devil incarnate is because what's happened, right, is that it gave them someone else to blame except for Arsene Wenger. So a lot of the people who hate Unai Emery are actually people who are great admirers of Arsene Wenger, because Unai Emery, had this alleged worst record before he was dismissed. They think, we can't blame Arsene now because you got rid of Arsene and got Unai in, and he was much worse. So it was never Arsenal's fault, Arsene Wenger's fault in the first place. Phew. So you should never have sacked him. You know what I mean? That's the only reason why Unai Emery gets the grief that he's getting, because it softens the blow of Arsene Wenger, which means Arsene Wenger gets a soft landing. That's the only reason why they blame him. They hate Unai Emery. There's no logical reason to get him. And then they say, he never won an away game in La Liga. He never won this. And the players at PSG hated him, blah, blah. But he won the league at PSG and he won trophies. Oh, but it was only PSG. Well, hang on here. Arsene Wenger was working in Japan before he came over. He was sacked by Monaco. He won the league there.
Spot on, man. You're absolutely spot on, mate.
And he had a great pedigree thing, but like other managers, he got fired. He worked with Jurgen Klinsmann. He didn't get on with Jurgen Klinsmann, but he got with Glenn Hoddle and Mark Catley. So, you know what I mean? And, it happens in football. But for people to just rewrite history, it's just a narrative. And that's the problem with Arsenal fans. The reason why they're like what they are is because they didn't like the debate over Arsene Wenger. They didn't like what they were hearing, and they liked the fact that people were divided. So what they want to do, since Arsene's left, they want to kill the debate. You know what I mean?
No, so make you right, man. 100%.
So in terms of the people who wanted Arsenal replaced and those who wanted it to stay, they now got another pet hate. people like yourself, people like the fan cam, AFTV, anything, because it was people like yourself and people like me. We're the only ones that are so clever to get up an opposition to Arsene Wenger's reign. When all of them, everyone else at the grounds were the ones staying away. I never stayed away from games. I went. I never booed him during games. You guys were the ones who basically rented out your season tickets. You're the ones who left empty spaces at the grounds, and that facilitated his removal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of you actually went on marches with me, and now you're trying to say you didn't, and you're trying to blame
they're
people
the best
blame
ones,
me.
The ones that pretend they never were Wenger out.
Yeah, hang on here. I know one bloke who's blocked me on Twitter, and I thought me and him were good mates. He's actually met my wife and kids at a festival in the Midlands, right? A Caribbean festival, and he even met my mother-in-law. And he was at the Wenger out march, and now he's turned against me. And I don't know to this day what he's done. He's blocked me. I know a lot of people are turning against me, but hang on here. You agreed with me before. You know what I mean? So what have I done? Oh, I forgot. I'm friends with you, Lee.
Mate, it's funny, right? It's funny because the last maybe 8 months or so, since Arteta's been here, really, the amount of people I used to get on with, like online, some of them I've met, some of them I haven't. The amount of them that have blocked me is hilarious. Right, there's a particular guy that blocked me when he first joined. Yeah, I'm not going to name this lad's name. Yeah, right, you know who it is. But he blocked me. He was asking to come on quite a lot. Yeah, and it never actually happened at the time. I was busy. He asked like quite a few times, but I was always busy when he wanted to come on. And then Arteta come in. I remember it was at Christmas. He blocked me, right? And I didn't realise he'd blocked me. And I see somebody talking in a tweet, but I couldn't see that at. So I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. So I clicked on it and see he blocked me. Well, a couple of months later, I found I'd see a tweet of his pop up. Somebody had retweeted. So I was like, let me click on that. I was like, oh, I'm unblocked. I was like, yeah, blocked. See you, mate. It's like, no, you've unblocked me. I'm blocking you. There's a few that have done that to me. I find it funny. So why don't you just come to me and say, listen, I don't agree with what you're saying. Cool. Like, why'd you have to be muggy about it, man? I don't get it.
Yeah, but the thing that gets it is the funniest ones, right? The ones who always engage with you on Twitter and they follow you and you follow them, but they don't engage with you no more because of the company, alleged company you keep, or your views on the football club. They don't engage with you no more, and they're blatant about it. Or what's happened is like they try and like marginalise you because of the alleged company you keep. You know what I mean? Because you don't toe the line. Well, I'm sorry, I'm 48 years old. No one tells me what to do.
No, exactly.
I'm from Mandover.
These people think they are telling you what you can and can't speak.
I'm from Mandover Estate in Finsbury Park. Finsbury Park. I grew up. I saw a lot. I've had guns and knife pulled out on me, and I've had situations where I've been in the away end at White Lane wearing an Arsenal shirt. I don't need these like people in the chattering classes in the football club telling me what to do and who to follow. I'll do what I like. You know, I support the club how I wish. I love Arsenal Football Club, like, with every absolute body. You cut me and I'm red and white. But I don't tell anyone else how to support the football club. That's their decision. I don't pay for your season ticket. All right, and even if I did, I wouldn't tell you how to support the football club. So if you don't pay for my season ticket, leave me alone and let me do what I like, and let me support the club I like. I have an opinion. Now, if you don't have to air it, you know what I mean. I don't know what's wrong with people on the Arsenal fan base. You know what I mean? That they so want to, like hate on another Arsenal fan. When I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, Arsenal fans used to stick together. There was none of this, one-upmanship. Going on Twitter to report someone and getting them banned from Twitter who supports the same club in you. And
then they've got the cheek to say everyone else is a grass.
Yeah,
he's a grass.
Seriously, or you're going, or someone's got going up to someone's sponsors and
that was mad. I can't believe
going up to someone's sponsors to go and stop them. Stop.
It's
them.
kind of funny how they've seemed to have had more sponsors since then, though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Going to some of the sponsors and trying to stop the sponsors from feeding that show, which means people who work on that show could lose their jobs because there's no money to pay them. I mean, or going up to someone's work to report them, to get them sacked. Why?
Mate, everyone thinks they're the biggest and best Arsenal fan now, and if they don't like somebody, this is what makes me laugh a bit, Kenny, right? It's like, if you don't like somebody, like I said this to you about EastEnders, you were talking about Ian Beale and Sharon Mitchell the other day, weren't you? Right? And I said, Kenny, what you want to do is find Adam Woody on Twitter and just go and abuse the shit out of him, mate. That's how it works, isn't it? Yeah? Like, you don't like it, but fuck it, I'm going to abuse you because I don't like it. You're not a Londoner. It's not even in London. It's in Boreham Wood. Yeah? And he lives in Woburn, near Milton Keynes. Yeah, it's like, that's social media now. Everyone just wants to be seen as the best and the biggest and the greatest, and want to be loved by everyone.
Yeah, the thing is, it's a myth, though. The thing about it, right, so you look at the Arsenal pubs, right, and I say it's with great respect. When I was growing up, the Arsenal pubs, places like the Pins was a Finchley Park Tavern. You wouldn't be seen dead in the Finchley Park Tavern with the Pins back in the day. The Tollington wasn't an Arsenal pub. And neither was the Eaglet. Eaglet used to be the night owl. When I was,
what was the other one? Oh, I can't remember the name of it. It's shut. It's shut now. It
George.
Was
George.
The what?
Yes, it's a George and off Holloway Road.
That weren't the one I was thinking of. There was another one.
The Tollington.
What's it fucking called? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I'll get back. I'll find out for you. But all I'm trying to say,
it comes to me at probably about 4 a.m. when I wake up in the middle of the night.
What I'm trying to say, right, is that they weren't Arsenal pubs. The Arsenal pubs, when I was going there, used to be like the Duke of Edinburgh, because most of the boys who went to Arsenal, and who did other stuff, were from Andover Estates. So they went down the Duke and the Moray, and the Gunners pub. That's what they were doing. They weren't going to places like the Tolly. The only reason why the Tolly's actually got relevant is because we've moved to the Emirates. It's just
it's literally 300 yards down the road.
Yeah, and the same with the same.
And all the other ones are shut. Was it the Falcon?
And
the Falcon.
Yeah, not that, and the Pins as well. The Pins, that was just another one of the pubs, but that was never an Arsenal pub. I mean, and you take it from me. I'm a Finchley Park boy. I know these things. I'm not saying I know more than every Arsenal fan, because remember, I don't drink. But I'm just trying to say is that
you're on that blackcurrant, mate. That's what you're on that blackcurrant juice.
Yeah, but I'm too funny. It seems like if you have to drink in the Pins, the Tolly, the Gunners pub, and be around that little circle, and then you got
if you don't, then you're not. You're not.
That's
part
it. You're not allowed. You know what I mean? Or the new one, the Holloway, the sports bar and all that. Come on, man. Really? It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. And it's ridiculous. And all you're going to do is, all right, fair enough. You go your way and I'll go my way. No skin in my nose.
Thank you to Daniel Gain. He says, you're a true Gooner Lee. Fuck the haters. Thank you. I do. I don't care, man. Wilksy misses Highbury. Yes, what a beautiful stadium. Ripped the fucking life out of our football club, that has.
Yeah, but Lee, can I just say something about Highbury?
Thank you to... Go on, mate.
So, in fact, why did Arsenal get rid of Ashley Cole? Because Ashley Cole wanted to go.
Andy Cole.
Andy Cole. I'll DM me and I'll tell you in private the real reason. This is not for public consumption.
There you go. 1 minute ago, Thomas Partey is in London. He's going to have a medical and sign until 2025. Race against time to complete everything in the next 4 hours. Arsenal will trigger the 50 million release clause. Also, Atleti Board are waiting for official payment from La Liga. To La Liga, sorry. Well, there you go. Listen, I think we probably should end that there. I am going to be back again at 9 o'clock.
Stop nicking someone else's phrase.
So make sure, if you haven't liked the stream, there is currently 1,217 likes. Let's get that to 1,500. Hammer the like button. Why did Andy Cole leave Arsenal? Why did Arsenal get rid of Andy Cole? He never really got a look in, did he, at Arsenal? And then He went
Now,
to
tell
Newcastle,
Nathaniel. Tell Nathaniel to tweet me in private. Tweet me in my Instagram. Send a message to my Instagram. I'll tell him the real reason.
There you go.
Seriously.
Watch your Instagram, KennyKen1972. There you go.
Yeah, send a message and I'll accept the message and I'll tell you.
There you go. And KennyKen1972 on Twitter as well. Thank you very much to Claude, who came on earlier. Claude's link for his channel is in the title of this video. He is probably live now. If he isn't, he's going to be live very soon. So let me see if he is live, actually. Because if he is, then you go and jump on his. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look. We'll send you over to Claudio. Claude and the Bansters. Where is it? Yes, Claude is... Claude is going to be live in a minute. He's not currently on there himself at the moment, but he will be. So make sure you go and jump in with Claude. Thank you very much to Kenny, as always. It's a pleasure. My body. I just want
to say one thing, right? I just want to say one thing regarding our Arsenal Football Club is that I get why people are impatient, but you've got to know the football club. Arsenal Football Club have always tried to do business a certain way to the extent that they are not going to pay the value of a player that clubs' valuations if they generally believe that that's not the true value. Man United are like that as well. You know, that you've got to realise Arsenal and Man United believe they're the Arsenal, we're United. Players should want to come to us anyway, you know. And we're not going to be conned because people think we're desperate to get in the top 4 challenge again. And so you've got to admire them. But for people like yourself, Lee, it's very frustrating because you are seeing, you know, other clubs prepared to pay these valuations and getting the players and doing better than us. But, you know, it's like leopards. Arsenal Football Club have always been run conservatively, and it's not going to change. Whoever is in charge, doesn't matter whether Kroenke's there, whether Peter Hill was there, and even under Usmanov, we'll still be trained in the same way.
No, 100%. 100%. Listen, we could sit here and fucking chat about all the bad stuff of this club, and the reason we're in this mess. We could sit here until the cows come home. Yeah, it's a mess, this football club, and do you know what? It's going to take a long time to get back to anywhere near a level of being right at the top consistently, man.
Definitely. But the thing of the trouble, the reason why it's been like that is because Arsenal Football Club have always been complacent. They've been complacent since the 50s. Remember, they were a very successful club in the 30s, and that's when they became the Arsenal, and they were dominating. But other clubs came and consumed them. It's not new what's happening. It happened under Wenger, happened under George Graham. You know, a little bit of success with Terry Neal. We had a W. Remember, we went 17 years without winning anything, between 53 and 70, and that is a lot of that was due to complacency and being conservative, as you know, it's penny pinching, and we did that in the 70s. This is the Arsenal. This is why we love the club, because they take us to the brink, to the well, but you know, they take the water out of the well before we can drink it.
No, it's true, man. It's true. Listen, I'm going to wrap this up. Kenny, I love you to bits, mate.
Thank you for having me on.
You're more than welcome. If you want to come on later, mate, I'll text you anyway. If you want to come on later, I'm back on at 9. I'll be on till midnight. You can jump on for 5 minutes.
I'm probably going to be
3 hours.
I love to, but my wife wants me to watch.
I was going to say, how did I know you were going to say I've got to spend some time with my wife?
No, actually, you don't let me finish. She wants to watch like an old episode of Midsummer Murders.
Oh, that's fair enough then, Kenny. Listen, it's better than watching and talking to me, innit? Come on, let's be real here.
I don't know. I think I'll be moving to Spain with you. I keep on blanking her to do podcasts, you know.
No, go and enjoy your evening, man. Listen, thank you very much, mate. Love you to bits. Thanks you to everyone who's watched live. KennyKen1972 on Twitter. KennyKen1972 on Instagram. Thank you to Claude. Thank you to everyone who's watched. Smash the like, smash subscribe. 40. I'll get it out in a minute. 40,000 people have watched this stream. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I'll be back at 9 o'clock. Hopefully, we'll see Thomas Partey holding a shirt up by then. So, yeah, man, I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.